Hello, everybody, and welcome. Welcome to WASD20 Live, Icewind Dale, Rhyme or Reason, our ongoing Icewind Dale campaign. This is session 13, but it's always a good time to be jumping in. Gentlemen, how are you doing tonight?
Great.
Fantastic.
Awesome, dude.
Yeah,
I'm
good.
feeling a little thrown off because, this is not our on week.
No, it's not. So, yeah, we had a delay. Some of you, the viewers may not have noticed, but we were supposed to play last week, but I was getting a little bit of work done here in the home office, and it was a bit chaotic. There were no shelves. There was no nothing in this room a week ago. So anyway.
So in which case there was something, if there's no nothing.
Well, there was, exactly. There was.
I thought you were going to say you were having a little work done, meaning like you had a nose job or something.
Oh, you know what? I did get my eyebrows
go to
waxed
the...
earlier, as the guys saw. We were playing with the zoom effects, but yeah, no. My son helped us turn those off. Anyway, Dungeons and Dragons. Welcome, everybody. Great to have you with us. Want to thank our sponsor before we get going, Hero Forge, heroforge.com. Check it out in the video description. They're awesome. You can make your own custom miniatures. I've been playing around lately, actually, with let me see if I still have it up here. I probably don't. Oh yeah, here we go. My character died in our Descent into Avernus game, and we actually decided as a party that we're all going to be playing kobolds starting soon.
Spoiler.
So we're going to be a party of kobolds in Avernus, and it's going to be awesome. That's on Master the Game. So let me see if I can find the. Oh, this is there we go. There's my kobold character. Kobold. I was surprised to see they do have kobolds. They have dragon folk. They have kobolds. They have all kinds of stuff. So yeah,
I'm digging the
Hero
OSL.
Forge.
That's
Awesome.
pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, isn't that cool? Michael showed me that about a month or two ago. So that is awesome, right?
Oh,
Love it.
and did you know recently they've added in a series of new horns that you can add to these wonderful dudes?
Oh no, I didn't. I
Like
had a lot of
trombones,
fun messing with the
French
horn
horns.
colors even.
Yeah, I think there was like 2 weeks ago they've added in like 6 or 7 different like kind of cool spirally like very awesome like horns.
Yeah, it's so
Just so
cool.
you know.
Yeah, that's
You know,
great.
it-
I'm gonna check that
There's
out.
there's always a golden rule when using Hero Forge, and that is always be sure when you get your order, because I guarantee you next week something will make you go ah.
Make your order on like Wednesday, right after they do the Tuesday updates, so that you make sure you get the latest.
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, and great. Well, thank you to Hero Forge. Definitely check it out. 3D, custom 3D printable miniatures. You can print them at home. You can have them print them and ship them to your house. And you can make awesome like tokens like we have on screen here tonight. So yeah, heroforge.com. All right, we're gonna jump right in. Last time, our party of adventurers here in Easthaven had done a few things. They had visited the Darksea Workshop and met Elias Moondiver, the old kind of eccentric shopkeeper, and the place where Fizwick sometimes rests his head. A bit of a home base here in Easthaven for Fizwick. He's often called upon to, pick pockets and do kind of errands and things for the Darksea Workshop. And so that was a place where you guys were able to crash for one night. You also got into a bit of a scuffle with some bandits, which you easily handled. And you found an interesting thread to pull on in the form of a dead red wizard, burned at the stake very recently. And the party is now trying to purchase a Speak with Dead spell so that they might be able to get some information. Especially Nikos is interested in that, as he is, maybe to the knowledge of very few, was a former Red Wizard himself and has some personal stake in that. And the last thing, we left off, you guys were on your way to the ferry dock to investigate, to see about some possible Duergar presence there, because at the Duergar outpost from several sessions back, I believe it was maybe session 10 or something like that, you guys had found a note that said that the brother of this Duergar and the son of the king, Zardarok, was awaiting his brother's instructions at the ferry dock in Easthaven. So that's where we're on our way to right now. Am I missing anything, guys?
That sounds about right.
Mhm.
Sweet. So, as you guys are speeding along to the ferry dock, it is about midday. And you guys were making your way from the. Let me see here. From about this area, I believe, toward the ferry dock over here. And as you approach, Easthaven's ferry, a keelboat, is trapped in the ice at the end of a wooden dock. A small cabin is situated toward the aft end of the hull. You notice that there are quite a few boats frozen at the dock here, but the largest one on this particular dock is clearly the ferry that in normal times would take people to Caer Konig and Caer Dineval, as you can see on the map here, common stops. But now, all but the very center of the lake is frozen, as you can see on the map. And yeah, what would you guys like to do as you see the dock here in the distance and see the ferry?
I would like to motion everyone to me, and I say, I've had a thought, and I'd like to share it with you, but we can't do it here. I'm going to need you all to follow me outside of town. I know it sounds extreme, but I need your trust on this.
Wait. I can give you my sending stone and we can just all share it and you can share it between us and we don't have to go anywhere.
What I mean is, I've got things to say, but not where certain ears might hear them. Would you all follow me down this street to just outside of town?
But we can say it in our heads, so like, how is that?
Not all at once.
Yeah, so we just share it. So we just hand it to him and he says what he needs to say and we don't have to go anywhere, right? Am I wrong?
Fizwick,
Right.
I've got a thought here, and I'd like to
Okay.
share it with you. Could you please just follow me outside of town?
Okay, Mike. Okay. Fizwick follows.
And I'm just going to start then walking in that direction. Is anyone going to follow me?
Yeah, we'll follow. I'll
Okay.
follow.
Once we get, I want to head sort of towards the, I guess the west here. I can't read exactly what that building is at the westmost.
Whoops. The White Lady Inn is over here. The Eastway is down here, and that's
Okay.
just the name of the road.
I want
this
to
is a bit
head.
of like a guard outpost, and then the you also happen to know that the Darksea Workshop is over here as well.
Oh, okay. Well, I want to just head at least like 100 paces beyond the east that guard post.
Mm-hmm.
And then, can you describe what the weather is like?
It's clear, not currently snowing. Yep.
Okay. I want to walk way out into the snow, far away from any sort of well-trod path.
Okay, do you all follow?
Yep.
He just shrugs and walks behind him.
Okay. Yeah, so it takes you guys maybe 20 minutes or so to get from the dock out to a little bit beyond the Eastway. But yeah, you find, maybe a hill, maybe a couple trees that you can kind of gather behind.
Okay. I look around. Do I see any tracks other than ours?
No.
Okay. I turn to the party and I say, as you at this point well know, Durgar can become invisible when they need to. At least many of them can, and I know for sure that Dirth is able. So I wanted to make sure we are well away from wherever he might be, because his eyes, his ears could be upon us in town and we wouldn't know it. He could easily hide. And I think I've got a way that we could make sure that he's not somewhere spying secretly while we're not awares. I think we should buy some baskets and fill them with a fine dust. Perhaps if that's not available, head right back towards where the wizard was burned and and find the finest ashes and put them in the basket, then walk in a procession manner out to the ferry, scattering the ash as we go. So if it falls on anything that's invisible, we might have a chance of seeing it. Does that make sense?
Yep. Totally.
So, you would have us, let me understand this. Try to avoid the tension from the Durga by walking in procession, flinging dust onto the streets like we're in some kind of festival.
We won't be able to avoid their attention because
This
we
is
won't know where they are, but at least we'll be able to get a jump on them if they're present.
No. Look, I am all for tactics and intelligence, but this is blatantly stupid because even if they ambush us in the middle of town, the Durga's ability to conceal themselves will also be falling as soon as they were to ambush us in such a way. Then they would have to deal with us, whomever happens to be in town, as well as all the repercussions of potentially being caught.
But
Sure,
we won't be in
they
the middle
may
of
have-
town. We'll be out on the dock. It'll be just
Oh,
us
yes.
and whoever we come upon.
Yes, you know that second bit, the whoever we will be coming upon? That is the bit I'm referring to when I say the other people and the town. What I'm saying is, I do not wish to go around spreading ash and dust and flour and all these things. I do not fear the Durga, not because I believe them to be weak, but because I believe my team to be strong. I have seen us take down an entire fortress and a bunch of, no offense, quivering Durga hiding in the shadows brings me no pause. And I will not walk around like some flower girl at a wedding in order to try and avoid this.
Fizwick
I
gets
have spoken.
behind.
I have spoken.
Fizwick gets behind Nikos, and he says, "I agree with him. Fuck him."
If they will come, let them come.
Let them come. As he kind of stands behind him.
To steal one's special ability is to put them off guard. We cannot come in unawares. We cannot sneak in because we don't know where they will be. And you're right. As soon as they attack, their secret is gone. It's been stolen away. But we could take away even that attack. We can get the edge here. We'll have the first step into the battle.
We totally could have used the sending stones to say this.
And
I
you
feel
want
that's
to
too.
Fizwick, I still think you don't understand. The Durgar
Alrighty.
could be surreptitiously standing right next to us as we speak. We know now that we can talk in confidence.
out of character. Does anybody have the ability to use the spell See Invisibility?
I feel like that's
I don't have
directed at
that.
me. But let me have a
Is
look.
Durgar somewhere around here?
It's only second level, so
What's going on?
No, I do not. I do not.
shoot, it lasts an hour.
I'm so lost.
So, you guys are going there to investigate Duergar.
Okay.
Duergar can turn invisible, so Alex was afraid that,
Does Fizwick notice anything out of the way, Nate?
out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Ah, 20.
No, you don't notice anything out of the ordinary.
I don't know. I think we're really spending too much time on this, and we should just move forward and do what Nico says.
I mean,
And
at
what is
least-
by the way,
Nico's-
I
and what is
just
Nico's
want-
plan exactly?
I don't know.
I
I
just
don't
want
even
to
know what's
clarify.
going on.
I just want to super clarify here. Michael does not think the idea is stupid. Nikos, however, is a very proud, noble red wizard and will not be seen even under the impression of being like, tra-la-la-la-la, I wonder if there's people here. Tra-la-la-la-la. As he's walking around town, it's like, you will not see Nikos doing this. But
what about a
Nikos-
compromise? What about
yes,
a
but I
compromise?
wanted to make sure that Alex knew that I don't think the idea is stupid. It's a very clever idea. It's definitely a solid one.
What about a
but-
compromise? What if we, I mean, these things leave footprints, right? So rather than dusting the air for Duragar, what if we were to somehow make sure that wherever we go, the ground is such that footprints can be found or detected.
I don't
You
think
see
we can do
Fizwick just
that in town
pointing
where
at
it's,
Fizwick
people
just
have
points.
tread well over the snow and packed it down.
Yeah, you guys would have probably noticed like the snow on the ferry dock, snow and ice, pretty well packed.
Yeah, and only if
Um,
it's snowing recently. Like if it
I'll
has-
tell you what. I'll carry the basket. I'll scatter the ash. Anyone else can do whatever they will. But be
Fizwick
ready for
can't
a, but be ready for
bonfire
a
on the
swift
ashes.
bash in the face.
It begins to snow.
Thanks a lot, DM.
yeah, Nico says, suit yourself. But we are wasting even more time than we don't have.
So what's our ultimate goal? Just to look around town for these Duragar, or
They're on the note we got says they're on the ferry.
Hmm.
By the dock, the ferry dock. I know this Dirth well.
who owns the ferry?
He's my third cousin. So proud as you may be, you might want to take some of my advice here.
I don't know,
He's
man.
crafty.
He's
He's manipulative, and he's gonna surprise you.
Who owns the ferry?
You guys would know, anyone who spent like a decent amount of time in Easthaven, it's pretty well known that Scython, who is a tiefling, owns the ferry, and but he's not there much anymore. Yeah, he's. In fact, you probably would have seen him at the wet trout that one night you went. Yeah.
As much as I hate to suggest it, Fizwick, I'm pretty sure ferries burn.
no. I can burn.
Yes, but then we don't have any bodies to confirm whether or not the Durga have been indeed defeated. Look,
No, but
plans and-
setting fire to an anthill makes the ants run.
yes, but if the ants are invisible, that's not going to help us.
The flames won't be invisible.
This is true. Listen, I think that we need to look at it perhaps from a different perspective. For any good trap, we need bait. And I think, Grakvar, you make quite excellent bait. And I believe that that you have a relationship, of course, with your brother that we do not understand. I cannot understand, and I do not presume to do so. I do not fault you for wishing to explore this to try and remain safe. But it has been a long time since you have engaged with your brother. You yourself have become stronger since. And Nikos will go over and like he's almost like about to put his hand on his shoulder, then he kind of recoils. And he's like, "Yeah, I don't want to touch you." But remember that much like the anvil, it will only forge a weapon sharp when all the tools are used as they would be used.
You hear Fizwick say, "Oh, fuck it," and he casts bonfire about 10 feet away from us.
Okay, well, you guys are
thank you.
outside town right now,
What
kind of in the
happened?
middle of
Thank
nowhere.
you.
What happened?
I just-
You just
Wow.
needed an outlet.
I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, there's a bonfire in the middle of the
okay.
snow.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I'll go over to the bonfire. I'll just be like, now before Mr. Fizwick decides that perhaps we might make valuable targets, I suggest we get moving.
I've got to say, that's a great plan, Nikos. Absolutely. He'll recognize me, and he'll likely look to crush me for the last time. Let's go. Can we
As
head
we
past
walk
some kind of
away,
shop?
as we walk away, I'm gonna grab Grekvar's arm and say, "You don't have to do this. There are other ways."
What's your thought?
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, flushing out an enemy is sometimes just as valuable as any other alternative without having to put yourself at risk.
I've got my shield, I've got my Skittles, and if I've got you and the rest of the crew behind me, then I'm just not that worried.
Did you just say you have your Skittles?
Skills.
Skills?
I heard
Skittles.
Skittles too.
It sounded
Skittles.
like Skittles. What?
I know. I know.
I said we the red ones.
Work with me here.
All right, so you guys are going to proceed to the dock, and you want to stop by a shop on the way, Gruckvar?
Yeah, I want to buy a basket.
Yeah, there's a little bodega of sorts on the way, just a little kind of, shack of a shop, kind of like you guys experienced in some of the other towns where they kind of have a little window even, that they just kind of slide a wooden board, if you will.
Okay.
And you managed to find a basket.
How much would that be?
That will be, we'll just say 1 silver piece.
Okay.
I totally misunderstood my use of bonfire. I don't know. I lost. I thought we were about to fight something.
So you
Thought I was
guys,
gonna-
remember you guys walked outside into the middle of nowhere here, outside the town. You were at the dock, and then Gruckvar convinced you guys all to go way outside of town. Well, not way outside of town, but
Oh, that's right. Just
Far,
still
far
a
enough that I thought
special
we could be in a secure place to talk.
right.
Okay.
So you guys are
And
like
then can
down
I
here.
also take a little skip on over to the execution burn site and get some ashes?
Sure. Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, you'd probably have to dig in the snow a little bit by this point. But yeah, you managed to run over there and gather some ashes. Yes.
Okay. I've got what I need. I'm ready to go. Let's do it.
All right. So you guys kind of make your way back to the Easthaven ferry here as you, and I imagine maybe you're kind of lurking in the shadows by these buildings. And I'll let you guys kind of decide what you want to do from here.
How far away is the ferry? Like how far down the dock is the ferry?
The ferry is right about here
Uh-huh.
on the map. Okay. And there's a couple other like smaller boats, little fishing vessels that are there as well. 1, 2, 3 other vessels, and then the ferry right here.
Okay. Nikos, can you form a link with me in my mind?
I will do so. I'll stretch my thoughts out and connect us two.
Okay. I'm gonna head down. If I give you the signal, I need you to follow me in. Everyone should just keep an eye on me. I want to sort of procedurally walk down the ferry and do my flower girl routine and just sort of scatter the ashes as they go in front of me
Mm-hmm.
as far as I can.
Will you skip while you do it?
I don't want to draw that much attention.
All right. Yeah, you scatter the ashes. There's also snow falling, but the ashes kind of add an extra element of security, perhaps for you, feeling like you would notice if something invisible were there.
Okay.
And you don't notice anything out of the ordinary here. What are the rest of you doing as Gruckvar does this?
I'm just following along.
I'm gonna ask. So the ferry itself, it's docked, right? Or
Yeah, it's docked. Yeah, it's frozen to the dock, basically, stuck in the
okay.
ice.
Are there any high-rise buildings or the like?
There's probably the highest in your area would be like maybe a 2 or 3 story building.
Master Fizwick. I don't suppose if you have any capabilities of fighting at long distance, do you?
Oh,
I mean-
Fizwick has his bow. Trusted, it is.
Perhaps maybe the Durgar also have similar skills and capabilities, and I'll sort of point to a couple of buildings that I think if there was a Durgar potentially in there, they might have a clean shot at the docks. Would you be so kind as to perhaps search these buildings, make sure they're nothing of importance?
Oh, Fizwick would love to sneaky.
And I'll make sure he's got his sending stone. If something happens, I will let you know.
So Fizwick would head off into the direction that he needs to.
Yeah, so you're just kind of probably wanting to scout the buildings just close to the Easthaven ferry here. Is that what you mean, Michael?
Yeah. So basically, if there is someone there, obviously like a longbowman or a crossbowman or something like that, Fizwick, who's I presume has one of the highest detection abilities, might be able to find them. And if something does go wrong, I can just tell him to get to a window, and he'll be the one who's got a good line and shot at the ferry.
Yeah, good. So yeah, Fizwick, go ahead and make a perception roll first.
11.
So yeah, you don't really notice anything out of the ordinary, but like, yeah, you notice a couple windows that would make good vantage points that you can't really tell. So if you want to try to like climb up or, get a closer look at any, I would let you do that. You could roll acrobatics and try to shimmy up.
Yeah,
How
I'm
far
definitely-
away from us is Gruckvar? How far has he walked away?
I would say probably, I mean, you can decide Gruckvar, but maybe you're, halfway to the ferry now or something.
Sure. What do I notice about the ferry if I'm looking in that direction?
It
Are
is
there lights
still,
on inside of it?
It is still, there's no light. You could make a perception check if you'd like to.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? Well, yeah. Go ahead and make a perception check. The snow is falling as well.
Is there the dock that he's walking out on? Is that at water level, or I guess ice level, or is there like a space underneath it?
There's a space underneath it. Yeah. a little
So would it be a big enough space for me to sort of follow, maybe say like 10 or 20 feet behind him, but stay in the shadow of the dock underneath and just keep tabs on where he is?
Yeah, I mean, I think that would work if you want to maybe make like a stealth roll at advantage because you have the cover of the dock. Fizwick, do you want to see if you can shimmy up to a window that would make a good vantage point?
Yeah, definitely. I rolled a 19, and you can.
Okay.
Nate, that was
Yep,
that was
a
a natural 20 for me +2.
Nice. Okay, so yeah, you feel like pretty well hidden in the shadows. And Fizwick, you do manage to make your way up to like a window that looks like it would be a good vantage point. You don't see anything in there. It's just it's a bedroom. It's empty, and I would say you could try to pry the window open if you want to, or you could be, rest assured knowing that there's no sniper in the crow's nest.
And he gets out his sending stone. Nikos, you want me to pry open the window? It looks clear.
Yes, please.
Oh, he like greedily gets out his crowbar and starts.
Yep.
Wait.
There we go. You found the sound. Good.
There we go.
Get the let's give that a sleight of hand check.
Is he heavy enough, like, or is the crowbar just stuck in the side of the ship with him
Yeah, it's-
dangling about a foot away from it?
I think with his weight, I mean, he could probably. I'm thinking they probably don't really bother to lock these upstairs windows super well.
18.
Yeah, you managed to get the window open. It's a bedroom, and you climb on in, and you now have a really good view of what's going on down below. Anything else you want to do here?
Just
Nikos, it looks like there's nothing in here.
Very well.
Right.
I rolled an 8 for perception check.
Okay. Yeah, you don't. I mean, it's totally still, totally dark. Yeah, let me just make sure that's right here.
Okay.
I'll tell Fizwick to once he's sure, make sure that the window is jammed, so it can't be opened, and come out first and then rejoin us, but then make sure the window is jammed so it cannot be opened.
Yep.
Do I notice anything from ice level as I'm sort of walking the line underneath this dock?
No, you don't. You see, Grukvar's shadow underneath. Yeah, there is, fresh fallen snow on the dock now. And but you're sheltered from that and under the dock there. Yeah. Grukvar, how far, do you want to go into the ferry now?
I want to send back a message to Nikos that I haven't seen anything yet. It's totally still. I've got no sign of him. Can you make sure that Fizwick covers me? Can he get a clean shot from where he's at?
I'll translate to Fizwick.
Okay.
Fizwick hears the translation and kind of like readies a bow to the best of his ability.
Yeah, and it's probably about 250 feet, so I'm not sure what the range is on that, but it might be at disadvantage depending on the range.
He's got some inspiration. If it's that important, maybe he could use it.
Yeah.
I see there's like a bend in the ferry. There's like a 90-degree turn in the ferry dock, rather.
Mm-hmm.
Can I go to that point and kind of do a reassessment, do another perception check?
Yeah, you can do that. And I guess I would ask, what is Nikos doing at this point? Is Nikos just kind of lurking in the shadows by these buildings? Keeping an eye out? Oh, you're muted.
Sorry. I'm kind of overlooking the docks towards where they are. I'm kind of just really keeping an eye out in that direction more than anything else. I imagine with Clay kind of in the area on ground level, Fizwick kind of up in the high rise, and Grukvar on the actual dock. I'm just kind of trying to fill in that middle space of just the in between areas, like the actual actual dock itself and like the streets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't notice anything out of the ordinary at the moment. A few people milling about, but yeah, nothing untoward. And Grukvar, as you kind of round the corner to the other part of the dock, you do hear a door creak, just coming from the direction of the ferry.
Oh, okay. How far is Clay from me? And can I detect that, or is it kind of a secret even to me that Clay's down there?
I don't know. Clay, would you try to maybe give a little nod beforehand, or what do you think?
Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to drop down to the ice and head under the dock.
Okay.
And maybe I'll see Clay there, maybe I
Nice.
won't.
Yeah. I like it. All right. So you're.
I want when you jump down, I want you to not get your feet on the ice and just like boom right on your butt.
All right, I'll do an athletics check.
Yeah. Let's see how this goes for you.
I rolled a 14.
All right. Yeah. I mean, you managed to get down. It's definitely like a little bit getting your bearings on this very uneven ice.
Okay.
But you managed to do so.
Okay.
Fizwick, what were you going to say?
I was just
Okay.
praising Grukvar and his awesome
Yes, you were high. You wouldn't hide.
feat of athleticism.
Hey, what can I
Nice.
say?
That too.
All right. So,
And I probably see Clay down there when I do this.
yeah,
I'm
you do see
guessing-
Clay hunched over a lot. I
Okay.
mean, probably on his hands and knees because it is not. not a ton
I've
of
got
space.
coal dust all over my back for some reason.
Okay. I signal to him, like, wait a minute, ear signal, door open. Okay. I don't know if I want to get across from that.
I love it.
Clay, do you think you understood that?
Clay puts his ear down to the ice to see if he can hear the fish.
Okay. And I also think in my head towards Nikos, I just heard a door open on the ferry, I think.
I mean, would I have heard that too?
Yeah, you probably would have. Yeah, and you probably
Okay.
would have wondered, like, oh, maybe that's a Grukvar or something like that. But
Okay. But when I
um,
see him come down and signal to me,
you probably,
I can reason that it's not. So I'm gonna, give him the signal to get down, and that I understand and that we're gonna be quiet.
yeah. Um,
And then I'm gonna like point up and see if we can make out any shadows crossing the boards.
ooh, yeah. No, you don't. You don't
Or
notice any
fire
shadows.
or anything like.
Do we hear any like the creaking? Do we hear any like creaking of the boards?
Fire?
No, you don't hear anything else.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Would we have been able to tell if it was a sound of like a door from inside the ferry or like a hatch to get out of the ferry?
Probably not really able to determine, just kind of a creaking noise.
I asked Nikos or Fizwick if they can see anything from their vantage.
Can Fizwick see anything from his vantage?
Well,
Um,
I guess I asked Nikos.
yeah.
I don't know if he can send that on to Fizwick.
I mean,
It's
both
like,
of you guys can make perception checks if you want to, Fizwick and Nikos.
Yep.
11?
9.
Yeah, you don't really notice anything. No movement. It's pretty dark, but you can see the shape of the ferry there by just the light of the aurora and maybe a little bit of moonlight.
Given my height, can I kind of like scoot out from underneath and kind of just barely poke my eyes up above the dock to see if I can see anything?
Yeah. You don't see anything. You see no movement. The snow continues to fall lightly, and the dock and the ferry. If you see the ferry, it's all very still.
Okay, so then I'm going to motion to Grukvar somehow that it's okay. Maybe even to like come over to this side. And then I'm going to point farther up the dock, indicating that maybe we should stay at ice level, but let's take a trip around the ferry to see if we notice anything.
I nod and then I head in that direction slowly.
Yeah. What are you guys looking for here?
Any sign of life, I would think.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, if there's
I'm
nothing
looking for any
going on
movement, any
upstairs.
sound, and then also, I'm not saying anything to Clay at this point, but my plan would be once we get up to the ferry itself, maybe look for an alternate kind of back entrance sort of way in. Do you know what I mean? From the ice level, maybe, and
Mm-hmm.
maybe it would revolve at some point. Clay kind of hoisting me up there, or
Can we can we tell how much of the boat is under ice level, or can we sort of guess? Could
Yeah, I
I
mean-
guess, being that I've been around ships my whole life?
Yeah, I think you would definitely recognize that, like, it's pretty, it's higher than its normal, like the ice would be higher than its normal floating level probably for the boat, just
Okay.
because the ice has, the water expands when it freezes.
So there's probably at least a good full deck underneath the water level, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely going to be a lot of, space down below the ice for storage or for seating, even perhaps.
Okay. Are there portholes around the ice level that we could look into?
You can, yeah. You see inside the main cabin, and you see a table. There seems to be, a couple sleeping bags, and yeah, some papers and things on a table. That's about it.
Okay. I whisper to Grukvar, somebody is living here. There's bedding and there's materials in there.
I say we go in.
Can we get in? We couldn't get in through a porthole. Do we see a way to?
But let's not go through the front here, Clay.
Can we climb?
there-
Can we climb up the back side of the boat and sneak over the railing?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, you want to like go back kind of down on the ice now, or wait, you've been.
We are on the ice.
Oh, okay, my bad. So I guess you wouldn't really have seen the cabin
Too
but-
late. You already said it.
Yeah, but now you know. That's in there. You
Okay.
you get with your periscope, you were able to see.
I mean, I am like 15 feet tall, so
No, I mean down below you don't see. It's probably just some broken crates. A
Okay.
few rats scurrying maybe.
Wait, how tall is Clay?
like 7.
He
I'm
doubled in
stupid
size
tall.
for effect. It was just for momentary hyperbole there.
Yeah, that was.
I'm
but
sort
I'm
of picturing, like what I mean by saying like through the sort of back entrance or through the back is basically whatever side is not facing the dock. Do you know what I mean? Now
Right.
that we're down on ice level, I kind of
Okay.
want to
So,
walk
yeah,
over to the back.
in my head, we were at ice level, kind of creeping around, but we were lakeside, not dockside.
Yeah, no, that's totally fine.
So then
I think that's good. Yep.
I'm like wondering if we can climb up the lakeside of the boat and then maybe find a ladder to get down to the, or I guess,
Yeah.
well, yeah, okay. So like retconning what you had told us earlier, taking that back, if we can just get up to the deck and poke around a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Who's gonna go first, and what manner are you gonna get up there? Gruckvar might need a boost, so
Yeah.
I can push you up, or I can go up and then haul you up, or I can toss you.
That'd be the best way to do it. I mean, either way, send me up first. Send me
Okay.
up first. But before you do, Clay, I'm gonna request that Nikos and Fizwick slowly and carefully walk up the dock to provide a bit of a distraction while we're going this direction. How does that sit with you?
That sounds fine. And
so
I
you guys are climbing up on the lakeside or on the town side?
the lakeside,
Okay.
Lakeside.
Yeah.
and I'm
All
doing the fireman hands to push him up.
Yep. Okay. Gruckvar, as you get pushed up here,
Take an arrow to the face.
you are struck in the head.
What?
I was
And-
only kidding.
Let's see.
Don't take my ideas. They're patented.
And you see an angry Dwargar standing in front of you for a moment as you are struck for
Is it like in the movies where he comes up like right to crotch level of the Duragar and then gets bonked in the head?
a whopping 6 damage as a war pick kind of glances off your head, just the edge of it, and let's have everyone roll initiative.
Okay.
And did you guys? I'll let Nikos and Fizwick decide. Did you guys kind of follow the instruction to start heading up the dock?
Yep.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Did
Let's.
they?
Nate,
Hey,
I'm using the
Nate, did
inspiration that you
Did
gave us. to
Nikos hear my
reroll.
cry of anguish in my mind as I was smacked in the face?
Probably.
In his mind,
All
he's
I heard-
thinking,
all I heard
"Ow,
was like,
ow, my
"Mom."
face."
Oh, you've been hit.
I heard a hilarious gong sound and then the sound and then birdies.
Okay.
All right.
I got a 20, Nate.
Okay.
It sounded like
I
a
also used the inspiration that you gave us last time, so I don't have that anymore.
Nice.
when
All right.
when Gruckvar got hit, you could hear like it sounded like a YouTube fail video. Oh,
All right, Nikos, what'd you get?
I got a 13.
Okay. And Fizwick?
16, sir.
Okay. And Gruckvar?
18.
All right. So we go Clay, Gruckvar, Fizwick, and Nikos. Okay. Excellent.
Am I actually up there, or am I just sitting there with a
Fall down.
minor face wound, or what happened as a
I'm
result
gonna go
of
ahead
that?
and let Clay make a athletics or a strength saving throw to see if you can hold on to Gruckvar, or I'll let you decide if you would even hold on as you feel.
23, but I think that knowing that he just got conked in the noggin, I would probably like let him back down to the ice rather than hoisting him up so that I can be ready to do anything.
Right. So I imagine you kind of catch him almost and just kind of set him gently down.
I
and then
catch him like a
immediately turn back
baby
up.
and lay him on his back.
Okay. Yep. And what do you do on your turn? You
How
first.
high off the ice is the deck?
Probably about 5.5 feet, we'll say.
Okay. I am going to use my movement to not leap up onto the deck, but do sort of a Spider-Man move. Who's Spider-Man? And then grab the Duragar by the coat and try to pull him down onto the ice hard.
Yeah, he. So yeah, go ahead and we'll do an opposed strength check here to see if you can do so.
What'd you get?
I got a 9.
I got an 8.
Oh man. So he manages just to hold on just barely. The deck of the ferry is like actually starting to crack. The wood is starting to crack as he kind of grabs another post on the railing. And the deck, the railing actually is starting to crack as he kind of grabs onto another post as this part it fully
I
cracks in half.
don't let go. So I'm sort of hanging on to the front of him. Would that be my movement and action?
No, you still have your movement. Yeah.
Okay. Can I then can I use the leverage from him to climb the rest of the way up onto the deck?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and just make a straight up athletics check.
Okay.
It's going to be a little easier because that part of the railing broke. actually.
9.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say that you kind of managed to like get a leg up on there, and you're like kind of now like on your knees. I'm not going to count you as prone or anything like that, but you're like in the process of like getting up there.
Okay.
Yep. All right. Awesome. And you guys are you're kind of entangled. Technically, he's not grappled because he made the check, but yeah,
Right.
you're kind of entangled with one another there. All right. Anything else you'd like to do?
No, I think that's all I can probably do.
Yeah, and he has like an absolute look of shock. Like he hasn't seen you yet. He only saw Grukvar, and probably Meta would not have attacked if he had seen anyone other than Grukvar. And now it's just like, you hear him curse in Dwarvish.
That's right. I am bigger than you.
All right, for now.
Yeah, that's
All right. Grukvar, it is your turn. And then we have Fizwick and then Nikos.
Okay, so just to kind of reiterate here, I'm down on the ice now, and how far away are Clay and Durgar?
They are just about 5 feet up, like
Just over the top of the railing,
Yeah.
basically.
right.
Okay.
And you can probably.
And did I recognize the Durgar at all?
It is Dearth Sunblight, so I think you probably would recognize him.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
He's the son of the king.
Drama.
All right. And it's 5 feet. It's like 5 feet up to the railing.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And you could climb it with a pretty easy DC athletics check if you want to.
Okay.
and I would imagine my push up onto the deck would have backed us up a little bit too.
Yeah.
I am going to concentrate, look deep within myself, and grimace, and enlarge.
Okay.
And then at this point, let's see here. I'll just read what enlarging is, so we're all on the same page here.
Yes.
Where is it? Oh, here it is. Okay. I double in all dimensions, and my weight is multiplied by 8. I go from medium to large. Let's see here. And until the spell ends, I have advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws. And my weapons grow to match my new size, so now they're large, and they deal an extra 1d4 damage. So I'm large now. I grab hold of the railing, and maybe I even at this point I'm kind of like peering over the railing.
Yeah.
And
mean,
if you're large, you'd
I
certainly be
imagine you
much
could
more.
actually make a melee attack on him from just standing on the ice now, if you wanted to.
Okay. That's my action, so I can't do that.
Yeah.
So instead, I want to just throw my arm over the railing and pull myself up.
Okay.
Or wait a second. I want to do that, but I want to do it using my full weight of my body. So there's a potential I think it could break, but I don't know. I don't know if that would happen or not. Oh.
Clay notices and wonders why he boosted you up in the first place.
Yeah. Go ahead and make an athletics check with advantage,
Okay.
since you're so large now.
I've got a 13 and a 21.
Okay. Yeah, you easily make it up there. And yeah, no railing pulls down on you. All right.
I just want, so that's kind of my turn then, but before it's over, I just want to say, Dirth, we need to talk.
And yeah, Dirth probably, kind of, would, well, let's think. Yeah, he would say, "Traitorous bastard," and has this look in his eyes of fury. Grakvar, the nine hells are you doing here? And now it is Fizwick's turn.
Fizwick takes out his little short sword and as hard as he can, and you can see sparks pull out. It's on! And he tries to dash forward and hide if he can a little bit, find some kind of barrel or something to.
Yeah, so I imagine Fizwick kind of running along the deck and then maybe just kind of leaping over the railing and just skidding in place behind a barrel.
Yeah. A sweet backflip.
Okay, let's go ahead and make the acrobatics check there. See how that goes.
Yes, let's do. All right.
You're gonna mall cop it down the.
Dude, 21.
Yeah, it's a sweet backflip, all right. You're just kind of skipping over the railing and then backflip into right behind a nice crate or barrel.
Nice.
Crate and barrel. All right, very good. Anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
That's everything I can do, right?
Well, I mean, I'll say that's your move, and you could still take an action if you would like to.
What do I? So I see.
So you see from around the corner, you just see Dirth on his, maybe kind of on his back, reeling back as Clay, and then you probably can't quite see Grakvar just on the other side, having just climbed up. But you see Clay and Dirth kind of tangled up in a brawl of sorts.
Can I take a sneak attack on this Dirth bro?
Yeah, you could. You've already used your move, but you could absolutely use your bow. Or do you have a bow or crossbow or what?
Yeah, I got a bow.
Yeah, go ahead and make that attack if you want to.
18.
18 hits.
Ooh.
Go ahead and roll your damage.
He grabs out the arrow. He licks it a little bit to put it on the cord. Pulls it back. Lets it go. 5 damage.
All right. Yep.
Oh, you hit him in the shin.
I mean, he cries out in pain, and yeah. You get to roll your sneak attack damage too, by the way.
Ooh.
Remember that extra? What is it? 2d6
right.
or 3 now?
2d6.
Ooh.
6.
Okay. So yeah, I mean this hurts him quite badly, and as your arrow sinks into his flesh, and he's like, "Ah!" All right, next up,
Can I use my bonus action to nimble escape to go back to hiding?
Yeah, you can use your bonus action. So you just duck back behind the barrel. He looks. Go ahead and make a stealth check.
Okay. 15.
Yeah. You duck behind the barrel, and he just Clay and Grakvar, you just see him looking where did that even come from? All right. Good. That brings us to Nikos.
All right. So seeing the commotion from the dock of the ferry, Nikos closes his eyes and quietly contemplates. I wonder if throwing the flower around helped. And then we'll use his bonus action to Misty Step onto the deck where he saw Fizwick kind of climb up. Yeah. I don't see Fizwick anymore because he's disappeared, wily little bastard. I'm going to look.
In the charcoal.
Yeah, well, I can't see it. I'm going to look at the Duragar that is wrestling Clay, and I'm looking so far down my nose that I'm actually looking upwards as I say, kneel. And I'm going to use my command spell.
Okay. Yeah. So does he have to make a wisdom save?
He does. He needs to make a target number 15 because this is my racial ability, not my spell.
Okay. Yeah. He immediately like kind of, you see his eyes kind of widen as he, he's already kind of like almost on his back, but he immediately like kind of slides to his knees and just kind of looks at you perplexed.
And that is my full action. Oh, and I'll walk up to him, but like with that intimidating walk. Like I'm not rushing. I'm not using my full 30-foot move. I'm
swagger.
Almost like I belong here. Kind of walk towards him.
Yeah. Nice. Okay. That brings us to Dearth, who immediately kind of now drops the war pick. Clank. You hear it clank to the deck. Hands up. You got me. All right. What do you want?
Fizwick sees the swagger and he under his breath says, "What a badass."
So he puts his hands up. I punch him twice in the face.
All right. Yeah, you managed to do so as he just kind of balls up and says, "What do you want?" He's crying out.
And
What
then
are
I
you doing here,
and then
Dirth?
I stand to the side so he can see Gruckvar fully, and just let him go.
What are you doing here, Dearth?
Bastard. You must have some idea by now if you're here.
Well, out with it. Say it.
I'm not saying a word.
I take out his brother's signet ring and toss it in front of him, and I say, there's a peaceable way to do this, and there's a way that's not so peaceable. Your brother chose the latter. What will you choose?
He, he's on his knees, and he clambers over to the ring, picks it up, and he lunges himself at you. And go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
Would he be leaving my range of attack to do that?
Yeah, he would be. So I'm going to let you make an opportunity attack.
I rolled an 11.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, he slams into you, but I'm going to let Clay make that attack.
Okay. So for my attack, I'm going to see him start to lunge, and I'm just going to like try to drop an elbow on his back to knock him down so he doesn't even make it to Gruckvar.
Yeah. So I imagine his, go ahead and make a roll for that, actually. Just like a regular melee attack, same as your weapon if you want.
9.
Okay. Yeah, so like you're basically gonna land on top of him, but not until he's already kind of like knocked Gruckvar down and just kind of like, rearing up. But I imagine, I don't know. You see him rearing up on Gruckvar now. And, what do you do, Clay?
So I'm on
You're
top
right
of him.
there. Like, yeah, you're like just standing over him.
Okay. I mean, I would just try to hold him down so that he can't do anything else.
Yeah. Yeah, so go ahead and make a strength check, and Gruckvar, I'm going to let you assist here.
Okay.
I guess actually I'd probably try to like grab for something like either his hair or like an arm or something like that to to make him stop what he's doing?
No, pull his pants down. Nobody wants to fight with their pants down.
I got a 1.
I rolled an 18.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'll say Grukvar, you managed to just kind of kick him off, and he's feeling now. He backs up against the like the back of the cabin, and he's just like seething with anger, but realizing like he can't take you all right now. Yeah. All right. So he's back up, and he just says, "You bastards. You may have taken him,
that
but
already.
you won't be able to stop our father. Zardarok Sunblight is coming."
Oh.
That's what Fizwick says.
Icewind Dale will be his kingdom.
So it is a family reunion, is it? Then this is good news. We would hate for people to travel so far for a number of different funerals. This way they can all attend the one.
Just kill me now. Get it over with.
I ask, why are you coming above the surface for this cold land?
This is our rightful kingdom. We've been cursed to the Underdark. Now that this land is dark, we will take it.
And when it ceases being dark, will you scurry back underground?
The Frost Maiden has cleared the way for us. This darkness, you won't be able to stop her.
Is he standing right now?
No, he's got his back up against the cabin, sitting.
Can I put my hand, like my hand around his throat
Sure.
and like hold him against the railing or something, kind of pushing him backwards?
Yeah, you managed to do so.
And then I say, tell us of this Frost Maiden. What is her plans? What are her plans?
Yeah, we don't know. Ugh. He's like kind of choking. We don't care. We serve Dara. Deep
Who's
Dara.
Dara.
And Grukvar, you would probably know that this is like the most common deity among the Dwargar
Oh, okay.
and your clan.
Drukvar, what should we do with him?
Well, he's asking for death. Well, this isn't the smelting furnace, and he's not my boss anymore. So I won't give him the pleasure. I want to restrain him and tie up his arms with ropes.
Oh, permission to do something evil, sir. Player-wise, I mean, look, I'm okay. So I'm
Did
one
you
of these
skip
players
breakfast
who
again?
It's time for a snack.
I'm all about like good player communication. So player-wise, if we want to keep him around and stuff like that, that's great. But this is one of those key moments where I presume we're done with the investigation, interrogation stuff. I would very much like to express how evil Nikos is through the use of this poor innocent man. Well, Durga, innocent man. Would that be okay with everyone?
Yeah, it's okay with me.
Very well. Nikos will I wouldn't say gently, but will put enough weight to kind of force the Durga off the side of the ferry and onto the ice. Before he hits the ice, he's going to use a firebolt to melt it. And then once he goes below the surface, I want to use Snow Shape to freeze it again.
I'm still pressing very hard against him at this point.
You can go over as well if you like.
Well, it's
So-
not something I'd like, but if you catch me off guard, I probably will.
I'll probably put a hand on you as if like, you know, because just kind of like a preemptive warning. I don't want to push Clay off. Then again, you are a water genasi. I mean, maybe just
I can breathe water.
It's like he likes the water. He'll be fine.
I don't like
Nikos,
being
the
frozen
frozen
into
lake
it.
goes on for miles. Oh,
So, Clay, would you try to stop Nikos from doing this because he has permission
yeah,
to do
it's
something
well.
evil?
So I'm assuming he's just doing this without any announcement.
Correct.
So
Did you just
yeah,
do a
I would.
play
My
check?
tough guy routine would quickly vanish, and I would be somewhat less than horrified to watch him plunge into the water and then be frozen over.
Excellent.
I mean, he's given up at this point, so I really don't mean him any harm. I was just giving Grukvar the control of the situation.
Yep. All right. So yeah, Nikos. This hissing sound of the ice melting for just a moment, and then freezing back over, and yeah, I mean it's thick enough where you can't really, maybe you hear some muffled, and that's about it, and then silence.
Nikos will watch the ice, even even just like for a couple of minutes, just after he stops hearing things, just staring at it.
Yeah.
Well,
Grukvar.
I did want to know where Zardarak was, but I suppose
think-
there's other ways
He
to get
owed
that
me
done.
$1,000.
Damn it.
$2.
And Fizwick.
That's actually
Fizwick's like, we
that's
could have
actually a
looted
good
him.
point, Nate. Would he have drowned too fast for me to react and to peel a hole open in the ice?
Probably. I mean,
Because I mean, technically, Nikos and I could go back and forth with open, close, open, close, open, close.
I mean, if you wanted to try, like, do you have any? I don't know. Do you have a spell that would, or are you just trying to smash it open?
No, I can do the exact same thing that Nico can do.
Okay.
I can control water or shape water or whatever.
Ice shape ice.
I mean,
Yeah,
my
I'm on the other side.
inclination
Ice
is-
shape ice and snow.
My inclination is, as a DM, is to say Nikos just did something awesome. Let's not undo it. You know what I mean? But I mean, if
Well,
you
we're-
want to-
When is
we're
murder
kinda-
awesome, Nate?
we are all kind of working within our own motivations here. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when I said I was okay with it, I mean I'm okay with it. I don't know if Grukvar actually.
Yeah,
would be
yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So as he says that, he'll turn to Grukvar and says, "We've fought a number of these Durga now, and there's one thing that I understand is common among your people, and that is there are many who would sooner die than betray the clan Sunblight. It is why all of them consider you almost as hated as any racial enemy. Each of them look at you with a certain disdain that is vitriol. There is nothing further we would get from this, and I do not wish for you to shed the blood of your countrymen when you seem so." And you can't tell if he's being sympathetic or if he's being condescending, but he turns and he says, "Well, you are being so sympathetic."
Clay will just sort of silently yank his arm away from Nikos's grip and walk toward the cabin to see what's in there.
You guys see steam rising off of Clay. Yeah.
Just real quick, I know we did this much earlier on, but just for a quote-unquote recap for the audience as well, what do we know about the Frost Maiden? Like,
Yeah.
I think up until this point, we think that she's like an urban legend or like kind of a story told by drunks in bars and the like.
Yeah, I would say that most people in Icewind Dale do believe that the recent cold and darkness, which is completely unnatural and like anything they've ever seen or experienced, is because of the Frost Maiden.
Do we know her? This is
Oreo.
out of character, but do we know her as what she really is, or do we only know of her as the Frost Maiden and that's it?
You guys don't really. Okay, so she's a lesser god. You would know that, a lesser deity. So kind of like, maybe the most deities would say, "Oh, she's not a real deity," sort of thing, right? But apparently she's got something to prove here. Maybe
Don't tell her that.
and yeah, I mean, winter is her domain, and so kind of the word around the towns is that this must be her doing. Various people claim to have seen her actually flying on her this big bird, which is depicted in mythology, flying at morning time to actually like drive the sun back. But probably most of you have just seen the aurora. But the aurora does seem to have this effect of like when the sun is about to arrive, oh, here comes the aurora, and like nope, there's no sun coming up. So that's kind of the what people say. But yeah, it's been I think 2 years now of this cold and darkness, no sun, and that's.
So it would appear though that the Duragar somehow know that this is happening and are either in league with her or counting on her success and probably helping bring about her success.
Well, I think that, I mean, Dirth said that they're there
Mhm.
because now that Oriel has made the Icewind Dale like a dark place, it's now just as suitable to live in as a Duergar as it would be to live in the caves of Underdark.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you would know that Deep Dara is their deity, so he kind of said, they don't, he seemed to imply, at least, that they don't have any, connection to Oriel, the Frost Maiden, only that Deep Dara is, wills it sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Clay, you enter the cabin, and on the table, you do see some papers scattered about. You see the 4 sleeping bags, and yeah, that's about it.
What do the papers say? Can I read them?
Yeah,
or do I need
absolutely.
Grokvar too?
Let's see here.
Nate, did you say 4? Did you say 4 sleeping bags?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
It was for when his
let's see
ladies
here.
visited.
Aft cabin. Yeah, it's roughly 10 feet square. There's some packs of stolen rations. The only paper on the desk is actually a map, and it is. I will show you.
I'm gonna take some of the rations and pocket or put them in my pack.
Okay. Yep, you managed to do so. Some simple dried meat and fish. That good old knucklehead trout. Smoked and
What the trouts?
delicious.
There's some good trouts.
So this is the map, and I can also. It might be a little bit hard for you guys to see, so I will also. Well, let me just see if I can. I'll just make it bigger. Why not?
Did you draw that?
I did. Yep.
I love it. Sellsword Maps.
This was on the weekly patron mapping stream last night.
Oh yeah.
The monthly Discord contest is a postcard map. And I'm just gonna let this take over a second here. There we go. So we can see it a little bigger. Yeah, so our Discord contest, or not monthly, but anyway, we have a Discord contest on the WASD20 Discord server. Link in the video description, and you still have a few days if you want to. The contest is for a 4x6 or smaller hand-drawn map, so postcard size. Anyway, this one I did take liberties with in Photoshop, so I can't enter it in the competition. But this is what you see. And yeah, the the runes are written in Dwarvish, and
Grokvar, what does this say?
Well.
Grokvar, you enter and you see it, and
Yeah, I will enter. I
Yeah.
will enter. I'm slightly startled to see 4 sleeping bags, and so I begin my my ash spilling routine. I start spinning in circles, throwing ash all over the place.
Every time he gets scared, ashes come out of him. I don't understand.
he just ashed all over the place again.
Yes. How big is this room?
So this room is a 10 by 10 room. It's the aft cabin, and you do see, on the map, the word sunblight at the bottom here.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the big kind of star there. And
Okay.
then you also see the runes on the side are Deep Dara wills it are the words.
Okay. And then that mountain range down there, is that like the spine of the world?
Yes, you would recognize this immediately as 10
Okay.
towns. Only 2 of the towns are labeled, but yeah. You also notice up towards the north of Kelvin's Cairn, you can identify there the outpost that you guys raided previously.
Do
Okay.
Seem to
the dots
represent
around
towns.
the lakes, do those represent towns, or are those locations that we recognize as maybe being marked?
You would
for
recognize
exploration?
those as the locations of the 10 towns.
Oh, okay.
Well, this right here is my old family name, Sunblight, down here in the spine of the world. These other locations, there's the fort by Calvin's Cairn in Easthaven. The fact we see Bryn Shander here leads me to wonder if perhaps there might be more Durgar there. But I'm not certain. But for the number one thing that stands out to me is this Sunblight location. Of course, on the side here it says, as Deep Dwera, as she wills.
Yeah, Deep Dara wills it.
Deep Dwera wills it, and it doesn't surprise me a bit that she's led them this direction. She's always been one for conquest. She stamps over everything in her way, and provides the sort of role model Sunblight would look up to. So my fear is that perhaps they're going to spread their dominion perhaps as far as they possibly can.
Let's hang on to this just in case. And I roll it up and tuck it in my sack.
Yep. Yep. And I assume Nikos and Fizwick have kind of been looking over the shoulder here, seeing the places marked on the map as well.
Can we do a little Chardolin investigation?
Yeah. In the desk, you do find a small leather sack with one chunk of Chardolin, about the size of your hand, but thin.
Okay.
Well, yeah, probably a lot like your hand's thickness, actually. Yep.
Any other? So no, inspection doesn't lead to anything. Any other discoveries in this room?
No.
Nothing.
no.
Nothing in one of these sleeping bags. I want to tap dance over these sleeping bags, make sure there's nobody in there.
You just hear oof, oof, oh, oof.
You don't see anything. You see a set of like snowy footprints, boot prints from, that you can probably ascertain is from Dearth. When you heard that door creak, you kind of.
But no other signs of other Durgar.
Let's see here. No, there's nothing else in here. Value.
Can we see? Is there a second cabin, or is it just this first one up on the upper deck?
Nope, there is no other cabin. There is only
Okay.
kind of a main area for seating.
Is there a way to get down?
In the hold of the ship, in the ferry.
Can I go?
There's
Can I
some
go
more-
down there and check it
Yeah.
out?
Yep, absolutely. There's like a little kind of narrow, rickety staircase that goes down below, and there is
called
some
a
seating
ladder.
there. What's that?
I said it's called a ladder.
And it actually is like pretty empty down here. There's a couple benches, and then there's a storage room that's kind of walled off, and behind there, just broken crates.
But it doesn't seem like this was a place where, it wasn't like a base of any type. It was probably just a place where this one person was holed up, except for there being 4 sleeping bags. There's no hint that there were other people here.
No other hints that there were other people here.
And then is there a lower deck?
Nope. There's just the kind of the hold kind of is
Okay.
and there's some seating down there, the cheap seats.
All
Can
right.
I follow Clay down there and try and get into that walled off area?
Yeah. And yeah, I mean it's open, the door
Oh.
creaks open, and it's just broken crates is all.
Okay.
Doesn't look like anybody was here for a very long time.
I've got a mind to stake out that cabin and wait for the 3 other compatriots to arrive.
That's a really good idea.
But we've got a meeting scheduled this evening that we can't miss out on.
We can just have a virtual meeting from wherever we are. I mean, my cell phone service is amazing here.
We should consult with Nikos before we do any further moves here, I'd say.
I don't know if the
See what
dead take
Fizwick
your
thinks.
questions over Zoom.
I can talk to him in my brain, I imagine, still.
All right. So do you guys want to head off to your meeting?
Fizwick thinks that's a good idea because he really needs to pee, so it would be a good place to pause the game.
Could
I
we,
know that this is probably
But
a bad
was gonna say-
suggestion, but should one of us stay here and stake out the place?
I think 2 of us should stay here and stake out the place, and 2 of us should go to the meeting. We don't all need to listen into the Red Wizard's dead talk.
Well, I
look,
don't
if
need.
you want, I was going to say, if you want, all 3 of you may stay here, and I can go and deal with the information. You will be connected to me via my mind link in the sending stone. So
I've got a walkie-talkie right to Nikos.
I do
yes.
think
So as a question, Nate, if I activate the sending stone and just leave it, is it like speaker mode on my mobile?
So I was trying to actually look up more information because I just had the DM in my game that I'm a player in said you could only use it once per day, like it's a sending spell once per day. And I don't know if that's true. So I was trying to find that.
I think that's true for Ascending Stone, but that's not what we have, right? Or is
Well,
it?
that is.
We use both of those techniques,
You have it.
like
We've used it so many times one way. I
Yeah.
say we just commit to how we've been using it because it would be not
All right.
right.
Well, if it's a role play thing, could I swallow it and then increase my telepathy to include everyone?
So I'm gonna say this, guys.
Like a
The sending once sending is cast through the stones, they can't be used again until the next dawn. If
It would
one of the
eventually be like the
stones-
politician going to the bathroom with the mic on.
So I'm gonna say, since you guys didn't know that, I'm gonna say that you still have 1 use left for today, and then from now on, it is gonna be 1 use per day. Okay.
Okay, so then we
Okay.
need to ration it very carefully. I say we don't single anyone out. We go in pairs no matter what we do.
Wait, so Fizwick can't send farts through the sending stone anymore? This is
No.
bullshit.
Every single time he's
No,
got
what
one.
What a waste of a
Feels
magical
targeted.
item.
yeah, such a frivolous use.
And yet hilarious.
That made the game. Come on.
Grukvar, why don't you and I stay here? I don't need to talk to anyone. And Nikos and Fizwick can head to the meeting. If necessary, Fizwick can do his hiding thing as backup.
How does that help me?
Your thought here is
Yes,
that it's too treacherous to send Nikos on his own. That we should always have a work with a buddy system. Is what you're trying to tell me? Is that what you
Seems
think?
the safer option. No offense, Nikos.
What do you think?
None
Nikos?
taken. I flip him the bird. No, I don't. I will say this. I
Stab
will
him
say
in the
this.
throat.
Psh, I eat your head.
Go, Michael.
I'm gonna take a moment, and again, I do apologize. This is player Michael saying, I'm not an asshole. I'm just playing one. For all the times that we have traveled together, I have learned one thing. The words
Just
of my
one.
master has never rung more true. Only those who intend to fail plan for it. And I'm gonna walk towards the meeting zone.
Okay. Fizwick, are you gonna stay here with the on the ferry, or you gonna go with him?
You could follow him secretly.
Fizwick's just gonna follow him just to make sure he's okay.
Okay. Good. We will take a short break there and see what the Speak with Dead what information can be gleaned from the Red Dead wizard. All right.
But
Thanks,
will
everyone,
there
for
be
joining us.
redemption?
Well, thanks again to Hero Forge, our sponsor. Check them out. Link in the video description, heroforge.com. Go build some cool characters. Go do it. Build some cool.
You got 20 minutes. Go for it.
We had a little debate on the Patreon stream last night about how to say Durgar. I don't know.
Duergar.
Also figure that out.
I would like to find out the origins of the culture and then be like, how would they say it? Because I found out Sahajin is actually Sahugan, if you were to say it from
Wow.
its native tongue.
And one of the books, they actually had it, I think it was Sahuagin or something, Sahuagin. And it was just
That's
like,
how
I
I've heard
can't-
it.
I can't do that.
Duergar, that term is like it's like a regional, maybe I think Welsh or something term for like the equivalent of like a brownie or a dwarf. That's where that word comes from originally.
Yeah.
But
I
I
thought
think
the
also,
Durga
you know,
were
like
undead.
Well, there's also Draugr. People say Draugr
I
sometimes.
see Will clenching it. He's got to go.
okay, all right,
Did you get
sorry.
the clothespin
Let's just
out?
keep talking.
Break time.
Let's just keep talking
Yes.
and make him wait. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks
Oh.
everybody for joining us. I have to figure out
Alright.
the we're going to break button. Where is it? Here we go. We'll be back soon. Thanks
Is it
everybody.
labeled that?
back. Hi, everybody. Thanks for hanging with us over the little break there. We are going to be jumping right in here as our party is on the way. Let's get the Easthaven map up here. Our party is on the way to... nope, that's the wrong one. They are in Easthaven right now. But we had Grukvar and Clay staying on board the ferry. Is that right, guys?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I would advise, I would like for us to sit inside that cabin, backs against the wall, facing the door, so we can see anybody who comes in and just quietly wait there in the dark.
Okay. Yeah.
Should we talk about our feelings?
We can. We might have plenty of time for that.
Or can we share snacks too?
Before we do that, Clay, I'm wondering if you could help me a bit here. Could you use that power you have to unthaw the ice so I can fish Durst's body out of the water?
Sure. So I walk over to the side where he went in, and
I sort of vault over the side so I can stand next to the place where he's under the ice.
okay.
All right.
Yeah, I just I think, can I do, what is it, 5 feet? Sorry, 1 second.
While you guys are doing that, Fizwick, what is your passive wisdom, and Nikos too? Passive perception.
10. I'm not
Passive-
perceptive.
Passive means without the plus.
So basically, I think it's on your character sheet, but it's like 10 plus your perception, basically.
I have 16 plus 3.
Okay, but your perception is not 16. Oh, it's 3. Is plus 3 is your perception bonus?
Perception is plus. I'm sorry, plus 3.
Okay. You, Fizwick, as you are you trying to stay hidden behind Nikos, or are you like letting him know you're tagging along?
I guess I'm not letting him know.
Okay. Yep. So you're just kind of, walking from a distance, trying to stay a little bit hidden, just keeping an eye out for Nikos.
Yeah.
Okay. As you are doing so, you see footsteps on the dock. Just as you are leaving the dock, you kind of see prints in the snow in the dock.
Fizwick wants to go ahead and ready an arrow and take an immediate shot.
Okay. And I'm gonna say like Michael, Nikos is probably a good 30 feet, or I don't know, maybe how close do you think you were falling? 50 feet, Fizwick? How close were you following Nikos?
Yeah, close enough he wouldn't notice, but just close enough that anybody else that's watching him wouldn't notice me either.
Yeah. Okay. So, I'm gonna let you go ahead and make an attack roll here, Fizwick. You have to make it at disadvantage because the target is unseen, but I'm gonna make it a bit of a lower AC because you did see the footprints.
It was pretty low. I rolled a 7.
Okay. Yeah, I mean your arrow goes flying over the dock, and you all of a sudden see the footprints quickening.
Oh, there's somebody in the snow! There's somebody in the snow! I see footprints!
And if Fizwick's just like pointing, you just see him jumping up and down, pointing at where he sees the footprints.
Yeah.
Turning around, do I see them?
You see Fizwick yelling in the direction of the dock. Yeah, so you kind of catch sight of him, and yeah.
So he's pointing away from the direction I'm going?
He's pointing away from the direction you're going, back toward the dock. Like Fizwick just walked off the dock, and then maybe heard or saw some footprints walking
Behind me. Behind me, right?
Yeah, kind of behind you, and probably even past you a little bit back onto the dock.
Sure. I'll use my telepathy to Grokvar and say, "You have incoming."
Okay, and let's all go
Nothing.
ahead and roll initiative.
Like we couldn't hear Fizwick from the boat.
All right.
Well, you're not on the boat. You're in the water.
Yeah, we're down on the ice again.
Oh yeah, that's right.
The
Yeah, you guys
slippy,
are down on
slippy
the
ice.
Yeah.
19.
Next
yeah,
to next
so
to a
I,
big hole.
I saw a 2 foot by 2 foot section in the water where he went in.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think you probably managed to break through the ice with that, but I mean, the body is probably sunken down there somewhere,
Okay.
or is floated. Yeah, I mean, I would say if you wanted to jump in and look around, you could, but yeah, you've also just heard a cry that there is trouble coming.
I'm going to give that priority.
All right, let's go ahead and roll initiative.
16 for me.
All right.
19 for me.
14.
17.
Okay, Clay. Then we have Nikos with a 17. Who got a 16?
That's me.
Okay,
Grokvar.
Grokvar and Fizwick.
14.
Man, you guys are rolling higher than all my monsters. Come on. I mean,
I have
I
a
don't think
plus
anyone's-
7 to initiative, so
Yeah, that helps. Did you take the alert feat or something?
no, I forget what it's called. That might be it.
Okay.
Called whoop your ass feet.
Called hit you before you hit me. All right. Very good. So we are starting at the top of the order with
Alert.
Clay. You've just heard a bit of a cry here from Fizwick saying trouble incoming. What would you like to do?
First, I'm going to roll my eyes because Fizwick just yelled. And we're trying to be sneaky. But then I'm going to, I'll leap back up onto the boat. And so what's the layout of the boat? Like where we went over the side, I'm assuming it's kind of like the lakeside where we originally came up.
Yeah, it's on the lakeside. Yep.
And then the cabin is within like 10, 15 feet of that spot, or?
Yeah, I mean, you're pretty close to the cabin. If you jump up on the dock, you're probably now about 10 feet from the cabin door.
Okay, is there a walkway around the cabin, like to get to the front of the ship and stuff?
There is, yes.
Okay, so I'm not gonna go in the cabin, but I'm gonna like sidestep onto that walkway
Mhm.
and kind of crouch down so I can look through the windows of the cabin
Yep.
to see who's coming our direction.
All right. Yep, sounds great. Okay.
And actually, before I do that, I'm gonna suggest to Grukvar that he maybe stays down there, or something, so that we can maybe come at whoever's coming out of the ship from different angles.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. All right. That brings us to Nikos' turn.
So I still can't see anything at this point.
No, you have seen, you still see Fizwick just kind of like pointing, like, or maybe not pointing, but he just shouted, "You have incoming," and you see him holding his bow.
Okay.
So I would say in one turn, dashing, you could get basically to just in front of Fizwick, like at the where the dock hits land.
Okay. The question is do they need help?
Yeah.
I'm going to. It's tough. Is there anyone or anything else around nearby? Like, what's in my immediate vicinity?
You probably can see a couple people like on the road up ahead of you, between buildings, and but you're kind of in a cluster of buildings here, trying to make your way back to the east way, which is the main road.
Do I know if there's any guards like in Easthaven, like town guards and the like?
Yeah, there's definitely guards. You could probably see one from where you are.
Sure, I'll yell out to him. Guards, guards! They're a Duragar attacking the ferry, just down that way.
Okay, yeah, you immediately see, like, he kind of gives you a skeptical look, like, and then you see him shouting to another one down the way, "Hey, trouble over here!" And they both run off in the direction of the ferry dock.
I'll stay here for at least one round. I mean, it's like 6 seconds, so I'll wait a bit.
Yeah. All right, very good. Let's go ahead and head to Grukvar.
At ice level, I'm going to head around the ferry to the front where the dock meets the ferry.
Okay.
And do I hear anything? Do I hear the stomping of feet?
You don't really hear any stomping of feet. Nope.
Can I detect kind of where Fizwick is? Is he still making noise?
Fizwick, you just heard him say, "Trouble incoming." That's it.
Can I see him from down here? Is he like far enough down the ferry dock that I could see him?
Yeah, you'd probably be able to see him. Yeah, at toward the end of the dock on the land.
Okay. I'm gonna hoist myself up on the dock,
All right.
and I am gonna start throwing my ash everywhere. I'm desperate for this technique to bear some fruit.
It comes full
Yeah,
circle.
you're on the dock, and you are throwing ash. All right.
Okay.
Guards show up and there's just this crazy dwarf throwing crap all over the place.
On the bright side, it's not that I'm lying, because when they show up, they'll see Grogvar is like, that guy was right. There's a Durga. Get him.
Yes, it's true. It's true.
I would say I just made a roll and rolled pretty high. I'm gonna say that you do see the ash is blowing in such a way as you now do kind of make out just briefly like some shapes on the dock.
Okay.
And as soon as you see
Shapes.
them kind of moving, they're gone. Just kind of like the ash was, it was too thin. It
Which
wasn't like-
direction were they going? Could I detect that at all?
It
or
looked
not
like
really?
they were running toward the ferry.
So towards me.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
So that's shapes plural, right?
Yes.
I am gonna yell for Clay, and then I want to ready an action.
Okay. Yeah. What would you like to have trigger that action?
I want to train my eyes on the freshly fallen snow for any footprints, and if I see any near me, I swing my war pick.
Okay. Yeah. So if any footprints come within your melee range, you'll attack.
Or my war hammer, actually.
All right. Excellent. Good. Let's go to Fizwick now. So you now see Clay and Grukvar both have kind of leapt back onto the ferry, and you can't quite make out the footprints anymore. They've been moving away from you. But anyway, what would you like to do?
I wanted to take because I guess it would be really obvious how to follow these footprints at this point. I want to take my bonus action right out the gate and dash and catch up with the footprints as fast as I can.
Nice. Yeah. Let's see here. So I'm going to say they were probably about, 20 feet from you when you shot your first arrow. And let's see what their speed is. Yeah, so you can definitely, get up to where you see the footprints. You follow them, you get up to them.
Fizwick
But you
wants to-
don't... Go ahead.
Sorry, no, you finish. Sorry.
And so you can dash as a bonus action, right?
Right.
So if
Right.
you move and you use your dash, you are now up to the footprints.
Okay. I want to take my flask of oil out of my jacket and just flick it right in the air in front of me.
Okay. Yeah, you definitely see like a bit of a slick of oil floating in the air. Yep, and you now see like mostly one shape right in front of you, but also some oil floating a little bit further on.
Yeah, I'm hoping for a shimmer like Predator or something like that. I don't know. Can I talk to Nikos at this point, or is Nikos, would that be an action, or?
Nikos, are
standing
you
still.
kind of standing? Did you head over to the dock yet, or no?
No. I've stood my ground where I called out for the other guys, because in the time it takes me to run all the way back to the dock, I'm like, I've sent some guards. I want to see if they're okay, and if they are, I'm just gonna keep going. but I'm within earshot of Fizwick.
Fizwick just jumps up and down if he can. Can he say that? Like, fire, burn it right in front of me. Fire, fire, burn it.
You see 2 guards running with torches toward the dock. Torches and spears. All right, anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
I'm done. Or wait, do I have anything left?
I don't think so.
I took my bonus action.
Yep, I think you're...
and doubled. Yeah, no. Other than just saying, hoping somebody lights something up, but yeah.
Yep. All right, very good. Let's get to... I think that brings us... Oh, actually, so you see the shapes kind of keep moving toward the end of the dock and kind of getting to the corner of the dock and jumping onto the front of the ship, the lake side of the ship.
At this point, they would really be shimmering, though, right? Like, you
Yeah.
would...
You can see... I mean, it's dark, but they're just catching enough of the light from the moon that you can see the shimmering. Yep. Okay. And that and you, Clay and Gruckfar both feel the weight of the ship just a little bit altered and hear like a thud as it appears someone has boarded the ferry.
Are they close enough to me that would trigger my prepared action?
So, yeah, let's go for that.
Okay.
Yes. One of them, the one in front, is.
Okay. I am going to swing my warhammer at him. And that's a it's actually a 24 because this is my magic weapon thing going on here.
Yeah,
Is that a hit?
that is definitely a hit.
Okay. That hits for 11 plus 1 for 12 points of damage.
Okay.
Oh, actually, I forgot. And also, because I'm still large as far as I know. An extra 1 point. Okay.
And I'm trying to see. I don't think invisibility goes away after they.
After the sustained damage.
After they sustain damage, yeah. But you can
Okay.
pretty clearly see, like, yeah, some kind of shimmering, and you've just heard like a thud, and you saw the footprints. So I'm gonna not, you don't have disadvantage. All right. You said 12 points of damage, right?
Yeah, plus the 1, so 13.
Okay. Yeah. All right. You hear, and that brings us to Nikos. Oh, I'm sorry, Clay. Back to the top of the order.
Okay. So I'm gonna step out from where I was. Am I backlit?
Sorry,
Can we
didn't
say-
I get to do anything when Fizwick told me about the guy in front of him?
So he was kind of jumping up, but I'm ruling that he moved so far away now that you can't see Fizwick anymore. He can't really see you.
Okay.
Maybe
yeah,
you
yeah.
maybe you saw a bit of like, oh, fire, fire. I would say you probably heard something in the distance, but
Okay.
it's not your turn yet. You'll be after Clay.
Okay. Yep. Roger that.
All right, Clay. Go ahead.
So can we say for theatrical awesomeness that I'm backlit?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, I'm going to step out and I'm going to rage.
Okay.
And when I do, my dredge line is going to come up like out of my spine and behind my head and over my head. So it looks like I've got like a third something crazy going on.
Yeah.
And I'm going to step out with both axes drawn and say, make yourselves visible. You know, there's 2 of us, but I promise you, you won't like what happens to you if the rest of us catch up.
All right. Yeah. We'll see what they do on their turn. Do you want to ready an action to?
So I'm gonna hold my other action. Actually, hold on. Yeah, that is a bonus action. So I'm gonna hold my attack action, in case any one of them, if I can tell if they're going to be aggressive.
Yeah. Sounds good. So yeah, if they now, are you gonna hold a ranged attack with your thing?
No, that is. Let's see here. How does that work? I don't think I have to use it.
You just have to tell me what sort of action you're holding.
Yeah, I don't have. So I don't have to use my dredge line if I don't. If I don't want to, it's a choice. So what I'm going to do is hold my 2-weapon attack.
Yep, sounds good.
My axes.
All right, very good. That brings us to Nikos, and then Grukvar, and then Fizwick.
So how far is where Fizwick's waving his hands and pointing?
So let's see. If he was 50 feet, now he's moved another 60, 110 feet.
Sweet. I cast Firebolt, which is 120-foot range.
Awesome. Yeah. All right.
I'm gonna aim it, and if memory serves, he's covered in oil, right?
Yes. Given the distance here, man, do I make? I'm gonna say you have to roll with disadvantage because of the darkness, the distance, and
I also have deeper darkness, so I can actually see in dark vision. It's 120 foot.
Okay. Yeah, we'll go with that then. Sure, you go for it.
Huzzah!
You'd have to have like binoculars.
Look, spells have this range for a reason. All right, so you watch as Nico sort of looks down over the twinkling twilight of the night of Easthaven. He sees Fizwick sort of waving his hands up and down. There's this shimmering in the moonlight. There's he kind of looks.
He sees the stars and completely forgets what he's doing.
Yeah, completely forgets what he's doing. And a cow moves in the distance as he then very carefully lobs one firing orb into the air.
Awesome.
I'm not going to adjust it or anything like that.
Fizwick looks up and he sees this orb and his eyes are just glistening, and like out of a Guardians of a Galaxy movie, it cuts to slow motion. He's jumping in the air, his arms are going up, he's so
And it hits him in the face.
He does the same thing, but he goes, "Oh crap!"
That is a 22 to hit the oily.
I love it. It hits. You see this flame engulf this thing, and we're gonna say go ahead and roll an extra d6 of damage because of the oil. So whatever your damage is, go ahead and add another d6.
Nearly max damage. That is 14 damage.
Awesome. And is this the sorry, is this firebolt?
Bolt, yeah, Bolt.
Yeah. So it has a single target, but it is hitting the one near the rear that Fizwick has already hit. So, wait, no, someone. Oh no, Grukvar hit the one in front. Okay, so you see this this
The one in the rear
Durgar
probably has the
that
most
is still
oil
on
on
the dock. The one with the brighter oil slick is now just kind of this shape engulfed in flame. All right, and
because I'm so far away and no one can see me, Nikos goes.
Yes. Awesome. All right, Grukvar, you're up.
So is there at this point, is there a burning Durgar in front of me?
There is indeed.
Okay,
No,
I
I'm
wanna-
sorry. The burning Durgar is the one behind the one in front of you.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. In that case, I want to use my bonus action to enact Searing Smite.
Yeah.
So my Warhammer, the head of my Warhammer lights on fire and
Okay.
goes and is blazing. And I want to take a swing at the not burning yet Durgar.
Yes. Go ahead and do that.
Okay.
And you've already hit this one, right?
Yes,
Once-
that,
okay,
that is
yeah.
correct. That is
Okay,
correct.
just making
Yep.
sure I got my HP proper.
Okay. 14.
14 is not a hit, unfortunately.
Ooh, I whiffed it.
Yeah. So yeah,
I
you
don't
feel.
pump my fist.
So yeah, was this your fist or what was it?
No, I mean this is my warhammer.
Okay.
I didn't get to do the cool
Yeah.
success move.
You feel your warhammer clang against metal as this Dwargar now appears in front of you, holding its war pick and kind of tossing aside your warhammer as it swings up for its own attack. And
Okay.
that brings us to anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
No.
Okay, that brings us to Fizwick. Fizwick, you're standing on the dock and you've just seen this bolt of fire streak overhead. The celebration is real, and you see this flame engulfed Dwargar now about 30 feet in front of you. What would you like to do?
Fizwick's so happy. He's seen the coolest thing he's ever seen in the last like 3 weeks. Can Fizwick? There's only one Mollinger.
Gray Goblin.
There's only one, right? On fire.
There's one on fire. That's the one closest to you, and then there's the one that Grukvar is now you've seen appear on the ferry in combat with Grukvar.
Can I see another shimmering one close to it?
No,
I think you can see both of them now because
you only
the
see two.
one next to me is visible. He's not burning, and the one that Nikos lit up is behind him, and he's on fire.
So both of them are on fire.
No, the
Just
one
one.
that's fighting me is not on fire. I tried to light him up; it didn't work.
The one
But
that
the
had
one
the
behind
most
him,
oil on
that
it
Nikos
is
lit
on
on fire, he is on fire.
Okay. So only one has oil on it.
They both got some oil on them, actually.
Can Fizwick use his control flame to just cause some of that fire to like kiss the other one?
That makes sense to me. I mean, they're within 5 feet of each other. How does that work? Control flame.
Fizwick, wait, why is Fizwick talking like this now?
He's excited.
Fizwick says, "Go ahead, take this, you mother," and like he like controls the flame, and it just like bends over like some Avatar stuff, and like kisses the other one. It's like,
Yeah,
Do you
absolutely.
shape it like a pair of lips before it touches the other?
Smooch, smoochy, smoochy, boochy, boochy.
Go ahead and roll. We'll just say a d6 of fire damage here.
That's hot.
oh, 6.
All right. Nice. Yeah, this one is now on fire as well. The one fighting Grukvar. All right.
Boom, boom, smoky, smoky, look what I did.
All
Nikos,
right.
Look.
The town guards are now. Let's see here. Oh wait, whose turn is it now? Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna put the town guards on the same turn as the Dwargar. The town guards are now hoofing it up, and they're just right to where. Oh, Fizwick, did you want to move up as well, or are you gonna stay where you are?
Yeah, can I use my bonus action to jump up and try to hide?
Yeah, sure. So you can move onto the ship, and then you can go ahead and make a stealth roll to try to hide behind a crate or barrel.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and my stealth check comes out to 22.
All right, yep. You find your same hiding spot before. It was a good one, and you're there on the
Sweet.
ferry. Okay, you see the guards now kind of marching up, yelling, "What's going on?" And yeah, they're gonna run right up to about where the end of the ferry is now. But they're not getting on it, and they're kind of holding their spears, looking rather confused, spears and torches in hand. And that is going to bring us to the Dwargar. This one in front of you, they're both on fire now. The one in front of you, Grukvar, is going to try to hit you. And it...
So does that trigger my held action?
So...
An act
I'm
of
sorry,
aggression?
I didn't actually get clarity on what your held action was.
My held action was an attack in case one of them
your
decided
axe.
to attack us.
Yeah, so if you were right by Grukvar, side by side with Grukvar, then yes.
Well, I imagine the ship. I'm imagining this ship is not that huge. Like it's maybe
Yeah.
10, 20 feet across.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, so
okay.
if you... Oh, are you going to throw your axe?
I can.
Okay, well, I mean, if you think you would have been in within 5 feet of Gruckvar, then go ahead and just make a melee attack. If you think
I probably
not.
wouldn't have been within 5 feet of him, but
Okay.
certainly within throwing distance. I have a throwing
Yeah.
distance of 20, so
Yeah, then go ahead and make that throw.
okay. 17.
A 17 hits. Go ahead and roll your damage.
6.
All right. And that... Oh, man. It is, like, bleeding profusely, looking very damaged.
Can I do a double attack since that's my normal attack style?
So I think, actually, your second attack, is that not a bonus action if you have 2 weapon
It's
fighting?
not.
Okay.
Oh,
Then
wait.
Yes.
Yes, it is. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, because I think you already used your bonus action on your
Yeah, I
turn
did.
to do the... Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it attacks Gruckvar, and that is going to be a 15 to hit. Does that hit you, Gruckvar?
No.
Okay, so yeah, you kind of get your Warhammer up and block its attack. And the second one that is now more engulfed in flames, you guys just see topple off the edge of the ship, jumping to the ice and just kind of rolling around on the ice.
There is a 2 foot by 2 foot hole down there now.
No, it's on the back side of the ship, remember?
Oh.
This is the dock side.
Yeah. Yeah, he's actually like jumped off the front. I was kind of picturing the hole on the side, but I don't know. Maybe that's not accurate.
No, I think it's
It's on the lake
it's,
side.
It's 100. It's on the other side of the ferry.
Okay.
Mhm.
But get an attack of opportunity.
Were you within melee range, Fizwick?
Um,
I'm gonna say probably not if you were behind a barrel.
shoot him.
No, you don't get an opportunity attack. Sorry. All right. Then let's go to Clay at the top of the order now. You see one has just flaming rolled off the dock in a ball of flame. The other one is looking very injured right in front of you with Gruckvar.
Okay.
I got this one, Clay. Follow the one off the dock.
It's not your turn. You can't talk.
can't
Actually,
talk
what I was
free
gonna
action
do is
in my
try
mind.
to use my dredge line to pull one of them, because I can pull them up to 10 feet in my direction. I was gonna try to pull one of them sort of into the railing on the side of the ship to
Yeah.
see if they could crash through and then down onto the ice to kind of put one of them out at least. And
So-
maybe be able to ask them questions later.
Yeah. So what would you grab the one that just fell down? Or...
No, the one that's still up by me.
Okay.
Yeah. So they just have to make a strength saving throw of.
They fail. They got 7.
Okay. So yeah, I pull them towards me, but I sidestep at the last second and send them crashing through the railing down onto the ice.
Okay.
And
Is
then
there
for my
Is
What's
your
that?
intent to like knock unconscious or not kill?
yeah, I just wanted to put them out basically,
Yeah.
and then I would jump down next to them and maybe shape water over them or something to put them out.
Yeah, and you
And then-
notice that this one actually, it had 1 hit point left. I'm gonna say the damage of the fall, like
balls.
it's just out cold.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just laying there, still lifeless, but still burning a little bit.
Okay.
Like it fell on its back, so maybe there's still a little bit of fire.
Okay, so I'm just gonna like use the rest of my whatever to like kick snow on them and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yep, sounds good. You managed to do so. All right. Anything else?
Nope.
All right, Nikos, what are you doing?
So the one I hit at the back of the line was at 110 foot, and the one in front of him is the one that rolled off.
The one that they're both off now, actually.
Okay.
So I'm
All right, what-
I'm thinking you probably wouldn't be able to see them now
Okay.
because the ferry itself is blocking your view and the dock.
Yeah. Fair enough. All right. So it looks like they've got everything in hand. They've jumped over the edge. They're on fire. They're beating them up. I'm like, okay,
That's
Yeah,
not
I- you know,
normally. I wouldn't
Nikos
normally
looks
say
at his
everything's
watch, make sure
fine
he's still
if
gonna
I had
make his
seen that
meeting.
myself.
Yeah, that's basically it. It's like, yeah, okay, cool. I'm leaving. You know, I gave them 6 seconds of my attention. I'm good. I'm like, I'll turn around and I'll keep going.
So basically, Nikos's bar is flames screaming in death. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, perfectly fine. Yeah, that's it.
All right. So yeah, Nikos, you managed to head off. You make your way to the east way, and you're heading off in the direction of the Temple of Jergal, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Yeah, you managed to do so. Great. That brings us to Grukvar's turn. Grukvar,
Okay.
you see one flaming, still rolling around down there, and the other one with clay like standing over him.
Okay. I want to drop my shield off the dock towards the two Durgar on the ice,
Yeah.
and then follow it down but with a jump. Lift my warhammer above my head for a double-handed strike.
Yeah.
So to be clear, the one that I pulled would be on the lake side of the boat.
Yes. So I'm imagining the one that you pulled is on the side. I don't know my ship terms well, but like, let's see.
It's either port or
towards the lake.
starboard.
Toward the middle of the lake.
The right, yeah, toward the edge of the dock.
Whichever
I'm not
one
explaining
that
it well.
whichever
They're
one
on
that plays
opposite sides
over.
of the
All right,
It's the
Clay, you're down
athlete.
here. All right,
Okay.
and the other one is over here.
Okay.
Cool.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna jump to the one that Clay's not dealing with right now.
Yep, sounds good. And so you fly through the air, Warhammer catching the moonlight and glistening, and give us that attack.
Oof, 12.
Okay. Well, here's the deal. It's prone, so you get advantage.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, nice.
It's rolling, but it's prone. It's a moving target, but it's prone.
That's a 14.
14. Sorry, not enough to hit. So yeah, I imagine it's just rolling, and you kind of slam down and crack in the ice, and you fall through and you die. No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
A little spurt of water just goes.
Yeah, no, crack in the ice, and yeah. All right. Anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
No, just pull my hammer back out of the ice.
All right, sounds good. Fizwick, you're up.
He wants to go ahead and try to shoot what's ever moving.
Yeah, you can go ahead and make that attack with advantage. The one that's down by Grukvar. Don't get a 1 or you'll hit Grukvar.
I rolled an 11, but doesn't advantage mean I can roll again?
Yep.
21, yo.
Yeah, that hits. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Wait, I'm also hidden, right? So that's
Yeah.
sneak attack damage, isn't it?
Yeah, because Grukvar is in melee range of it, and you are hidden.
So that would be 4 plus my sneak attack is 2.
Okay. So 4 plus. Wait, don't you have your sneak attack should be like 2d6 or 3d6?
2d6. Wait, do I just roll one of those? Or
No,
not?
you roll both d6s.
Yeah, it's 2d6, but I got 2. I rolled 2 1s.
Oh wow. Okay.
Nice, right?
Shocking. All right. So that's 6 total damage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I mean your
Or
arrow
sneak
sinks
attack.
in. And I mean, okay. So here's the deal,
It
guys.
still looked cool. It still looked cool.
Thanks, bro.
We don't know how many hit points it took off.
You guys have this thing. I'm just gonna let you narrate. Like, what do you do? So probably Grukvar, you're closest to it. Clay, you're standing over the other one. Grukvar, this Dwargar is rolling on fire in front of you. What would you do?
I would want to just swing my hammer and just finish him.
Yeah. So
Granted, I don't recognize him, right?
no.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I want to just try and crush
Well, you
his
probably
chest.
would have had
You
his
did
face not
recognize
melted off.
him.
Yeah. I'm just gonna say, for the sake of speeding things along, like this battle's over.
Yeah.
You just just slam this thing and until it finally stops rolling and it's still on fire.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, you have crushed bone and life.
Can I throw
from
some of this loose snow on top to try and put the fire out? Because I want to just search the body.
Yep, you may do so. Clay, what about you?
I am going to pull out an oldie but a goodie and shape some water or like from his waist down and freeze it to the lake, and then yell over to Grukvar, "When you have a minute."
What?
Come here when you have a minute.
Okay. Do I still have a mental link to Nikos? Or is he too far away at this point?
I think he's probably too far away. What's the range on that link, Nikos?
1 mile.
Really?
Oh, okay. So yeah,
Okay.
I would say you probably do.
I just send a message. I say, Nikos, if you're hungry for some victuals, we got something for you. That's why I made a point not to crush this Durgar's head.
Much
And then
obliged.
I walk. Okay.
Get me a to-go bag.
Sorry, this is a serve yourself only buffet.
Okay, I go over to I go over to Clay. I walk over to Clay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And at this point, the guards are now crawling down to the ice, going, "Is everyone okay here? What's going on?"
Clay, you gotta vouch for me. I'm a Durgar. You gotta vouch for me. They're not gonna know I'm a good guy.
Okay, if you heal this guy enough to talk, I'll see what I can do.
You got a deal. You got a deal. Okay.
All right, so I walk over to the guards, and just explain to them that we were hired to investigate the Duragar situation, and we just took care of the remainder of the Duragar who seem to be calling this ferry their home.
Oh my. This. Well, we'll have to make a report on this.
Do what you need to. This
yes.
is your town.
I'm trying to think of a guard name real quick. Willingham.
Eric, son of Eric.
Willingham. Back to the post. Tell the captain.
Thank you for your help, gentlemen.
No problem. And he kind of is looking at the Durgar there on the ice. Doesn't seem to be looking at Grukvar much, and just kind of like, really curious, checking him out, kind of leaning on his spear.
We felt it best not to kill those where it wasn't necessary, and we feel like he may be able to help us in our investigation. We just plan on asking him a few questions. After that, you may do with him what you see fit.
Well, that's fine, but please don't kill him. We want to have him as a prisoner. The speaker might wish to speak with him as well. That's
I will do
odd
what I
sentence,
can.
speaker speaking, but anyway.
I can't speak for my companions, but I will do what I can.
Okay. And we're going to go back to Nikos at this time. So, Nikos, you are making your way to the temple, the chapel of Jurgal. Pretty small wooden structure, some stone on the bottom. And you find it without incident. And inside, you see the cleric who you had dealt with earlier. And you also, see the remains in a box on the floor. Basically, it's not even a coffin. This was a criminal, not worthy of a burial of that manner. So it's just basically like a box of bones, the skull. And he says, excellent. You have arrived.
I'll sign my name in the book as I enter. Yes. Blessings upon you, priest.
And you as well. Now, do you have the gold for the ritual? The cost is 85 gold pieces.
85 gold pieces.
Oh my god.
Well, it is
Sure.
a significant ritual. Consider that a healing potion is 50 gold pieces.
Yes, but I'm not asking you to bring the man back. I'm asking for a few simple questions. Surely you can go a little lower. 50 gold.
How
Surely,
much
of
for the
course.
resurrection light.
Surely, of course, the benefits of being able to ensure the safety and prosperity of the temple here would, of course, earn at least some sponsorship from the notable house of Jurgal. After all, it is, of course, the community that they serve, and it is too we that serve the community.
I am curious about this one, I won't lie. relish the opportunity to hear. If you let me stay and observe it all, then I will go down in price a little bit. Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Aha. This I can do. That is a 26.
Oh. 55 gold pieces I can do.
He just hands it to you.
He bows and says, "Your generosity is most appreciated." And I will fork over 55 gold pieces.
All right. And the key now, and he has an acolyte with him, as they begin to light candles, but great care is taken as he screws open this small kind of gold container and gives it a sniff.
See, that's where all the money went.
Huh?
That's where all the money went. That's why it costs 90 gold. It's for this bloody gold container he pulls it out of. Nico's sitting there like he could have done it in a wooden bowl, but sure, priest.
He opens up the gold container, moves the diamonds aside, and down near the bottom.
Puts on his gold encrusted summoning rings.
And he pulls out of this container these little kind of pucks of incense and sets them in these small ceramic bowls at various points, taking the candle around, and these are in a kind of a circle pattern around the box, lights the incense, and begins to chant some words over the box. And he opens his eyes, and this kind of mist begins to form over the box. And the bones are somewhat obscured by this mist, but you see the candlelight from around actually seems to be kind of catching the skull more than the other bones. And he backs up. The acolyte remains kind of chanting in the background, the same sort of chant that he had. And now he steps back and he nods to you. You have 5 questions.
Nikos will step forward and look deeply within the ashes and the skull fragment. What was your purpose in Icewind Dale?
You hear kind of this hissing, like of dissatisfaction, and seek the city beneath the ice.
Yeah, just writing
Fizwick
notes.
steps up and says, "If you could replace all the grass in the world with something else, what would you replace it with?"
Fizwick is not here right now. Fizwick is
Wait.
when Nico slipped away when you guys were engaged in the combat.
Damn it.
Speaking of which, I locked the door. So,
But that would have been so good to waste a question on that.
second question. Who has sent you?
This kind of it almost gets guttural at this point, like a throaty noise, and he says, "My master, Ivera of Thay." Ivera, spelled Ivera.
How many others from Thay are here in these lands?
Only 2.
Do I know how many people were burnt?
Just the one. So there are 2 others.
What does your master seek beneath the ice? Sorry, let me rephrase. What lies within the city beneath the ice?
Untold magical artifacts.
And the last question. Does the name Tomalios mean anything to you?
Yes. And I'm gonna, I guess, out of character here. Who is Tamalios to Nikos? Or if you don't want to reveal that, or if you'd rather private chat, that's fine too.
I'll private chat it.
Yeah, that's good. But the answer is yes. Okay. Yes. Betrayed by his apprentice.
And Nikos's eyes go wide for a moment. He has suddenly like this a million other questions. But that was, I believe, the last one of the 5.
Yep. And you see the mist that has formed kind of back into the box of bones. And as it does so, the candlelight immediately just all around goes out. The smell of this incense now fills your nostrils more heavily now that you are without distraction. And it is a wonderful smell. It smells really good. This is expensive stuff. Sort of a floral, earthy essence. And the priest kind of breathes deeply and says, "There you go. That was quite something."
Yes. It is always interesting how sometimes the deads can give you all the answers you seek, but only raise more questions. At the very least, we know why they were here, and it had nothing to do with the town or its safety. For this, at least, we can be grateful.
Yes, I suppose you're right. I will speak to the captain of the guard about this, if you don't mind, and at least assure him of that.
This would be most appreciative. As for the 2 other Thayans that the skull spoke of, perhaps you would allow me to investigate this on my own. I have a vested interest in the apprehension of any Thayans found this far north.
Yes, that is fair, because their concern does not seem to be Easthaven or any ill meaning here. I will leave that part out.
Blessings be, Father.
And with you.
I will return to the others. But as Nikos goes outside, there's kind of this moment where his jaw that has the split in it just sort of struggles to kind of keep closed. It like sort of snaps open every once in a while with these angry tendrils. Because in order to have his tentacle mouth in place, he has to be relaxed. The tendrils have to be supple. But he is so filled with anger at the words spoken about betrayal from the skull that he can't help but tense those muscles in his tendril that sort of almost try to force his jaw open, but he's just kind of, it's a quiet, seething rage as he walks back towards the others.
Mm-hmm. And we cut back to Clay and Grukvar. You have the Duergar encapsulated in ice, basically bound in ice. The guard is kind of standing back, leaning against the dock here, still on the ice, but leaning against one of the dock posts. Fizwick, where are you right now?
I don't know.
Would you be on the ferry still? Because you were with Fizwick, or you were with Grukvar and Clay. Are you
I
on the
guess,
ferry
'cause
still,
I
or are you
thought I
down
was
the ice
with
with them?
everybody else, but then I wasn't, and so I have no idea. I honestly don't know.
So I'm assuming you were.
I'm with Clay.
What's
I'm
that?
with Clay. I'm with Clay.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
think
where
you
we
were,
left off,
you were
you were on the
somewhere
dock.
on the dock.
Sorry, on the ship, on the ferry, rather, looking down at Clay and Grukvar, who had
One of
just,
your classic hiding spaces
defeated
behind a barrel.
Yes.
Wait. Yes,
Okay, so are you down on the ice now, or are you up on the ferry?
I'm on the ferry.
Okay, sweet. So Clay, what do you, or Grukvar, what do you guys want to do with this Duergar?
Can I use a medicine check to just try and rouse him from unconsciousness?
Absolutely. Go ahead and make that check.
Okay. Oof, that's a 4.
Okay, I mean, given enough time, you will be able to do it. But we'll just say it takes you a while.
Okay.
He's out pretty cold, but eventually, after maybe 7-8 minutes.
Maybe
he
I
comes
use
to.
a little bit of cure wounds to kind of speed up the process.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. He's got 5 points of 5 HP returned.
All right, yeah, he's definitely. And you hear him cursing at you as he struggles, but he's bound.
As soon as he comes around, I put my hand over his mouth and say, all of your compatriots are dead. You have 2 choices. We leave you here for the guards to come and take you, and you answer all of our questions, or we get more creative with how we get answers from you.
He, well, go ahead and make an intimidation check.
$11.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, he seems to just say, I won't answer your
I'm
questions.
still raging too, by the way.
Okay. Make that intimidation check again with it so you can have advantage.
Do I get advantage? I
I'm
mean, I'm
giving
not
it
going
to
to
you.
turn it down, but
I'm giving it to you.
okay. 16.
Okay. Yeah, he says, what do you want?
What are you doing here?
We're looking for Chardolin.
On a ferry?
No. In Easthaven.
Have you been successful?
Not very.
I want to
Is that
sidle
a-
my way up next
Is
to
that a
these
yes
guys.
or a no?
Not much. Just a little.
Where's Old Man Zardarok?
Out in the mountains somewhere.
Have you ever seen him since you've come here?
Not since we came to Easthaven.
Hmm.
Traitor! He kind of snarls at you.
Do you think we can get any more information out of him?
I don't think so. I think that's
All right.
all he's got.
I shape water over his mouth so he can't talk. And I just turn around and walk away.
Okay.
I gesture the guards over.
Yeah, the guard now comes back, and the captain of the guard is there, and probably just asks you guys to kind of make an account of what you already told the one guard. He's kind of writing it down, and they start kind of trying to break free the ice.
We of course I yell to the people breaking the ice. It'll thaw in an hour. We of course don't tell them about the Chardolin, I'm assuming.
No.
Yeah, I assumed not.
I want to just grab hold of Clay here, and I say, working with numbers was never my strong suit, but we got 4 sleeping bags back in the ferry. We got 3 dead Duergar. We got 3 dead and restrained Duergar here.
Yeah, I noticed that too. And I actually, when he mentions that, I turn back around, and what was the one we killed first?
Dearth.
Cousin or whatever. Dearth. Okay, so I go back to him and kind of nudge the guard out of the way. Say, Dearth, the one you were with, and you. Who's the 4th one?
He says, "Why does it matter?"
Because we haven't found him yet. We don't want to be surprised.
He ran.
Do you know that name, Grokvar?
Well, wait, is that his name, or did you say he ran?
He ran away.
Oh, gotcha.
I got a pretty good Duergar accent. It sounds like a real name.
It's awful strong.
So yeah, he basically says, before we came on the dock,
What reason did he have to run away?
he was keeping watch by the buildings over there. Probably long gone by now. As we boarded the dock, he didn't join us.
I suggest to the guards that they post several people around this boat in case he does decide to come back. And then I turn back and head over to Grokvar, and I'm assuming Fizwick is probably by Grokvar by now.
Yep.
Let's wait till Nikos returns and get a report from him, and then we'll share our information with him as well.
Yeah, let's head to the inn, get a drink.
And you guys see Nikos returning to the dock as you. I assume Nikos, you would come back that direction.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so you guys meet him near the dock, and yeah.
Oh, good. You're all alive.
Don't sound too overwhelmed with happiness.
Likewise. There have been many things learned tonight about the Red Wizards. They are not here to harm Easthaven, and they have no formal alliance with the Duergar, who seem to be plaguing this place. As far as an immediate threat goes, they provide none. There are, however, 2 others that seem to be lurking somewhere within Icewind Dale. The specifics of where, I am not certain. But I can tell you this. They are after something powerful, something that they believe lies within a city beneath the ice. I believe this artifact may have something to do with the Chardolin.
Well, then they're not completely unrelated to the Duergar. We just learned that there are Duergar in this city, and judging from the map, probably others turning the place upside down looking for this Chardolin. So far, they haven't been successful here, but that doesn't mean there isn't any to find.
No. I more mean to say that they are not forming an alliance that we must take care of. At least, not presently.
It is interesting that they're both looking for essentially the same thing at the same time.
Well, this both bodes well and ill for us, because if they are indeed looking for them, then we have what they are looking for, at least in some small part.
How do we find the Easthaven collection before they do?
I'm going to walk onto the ice. I'm going to try and walk like maybe... I tell the others to follow me. I'm not just going to do the mysterious walking off thing. That's for special
Good talk.
yeah, no, right. It's not for special occasions. I say, come with me. I will head out into the ice, and I'm going to go maybe like, let's say 300-400 feet away from the docks themselves. Then I'm going to place my hand on the ice Now, one of the abilities of my shape, snow, and ice is that I can adjust the opacity of snow and ice, and I would like to make it literally crystal clear in an area so that we can see below the ice like a window.
Okay. Yeah, you managed to do so.
All right. I'm looking, I guess, for ruins of a city or something, as the clues seem to indicate that there was maybe a city below the ice. So yeah, I'm just gonna look around and see what see.
That's a
you got
neat
in
trick,
front.
Nikos. I can do that too, but why are we looking into the dark of the water?
You don't see anything. Yeah, I mean, no signs of any structure, nothing abnormal really. Some knucklehead trout. Be a good trick for ice fishing. And you probably catch a glimpse of a body floating, a shadow somewhere down there for a moment.
Shaped
yeah.
suspiciously like a Duragar.
Oh yeah. Um. So apart from looking for a ruin, I guess the other thing I'd be looking for is, I guess, signs of civilization. So things like, if there were, of course, like pretending like once upon a time there may have been a city here, there may be things like agricultural lands that are unusually flat, areas of this area that may not necessarily have been buried, creating side structures or areas that just don't seem natural. Anything like that by any chance?
Yeah, I would say you don't really notice anything. And I'll also tell you this. You would probably know if you've been in Icewind Dale long enough that when someone says below the ice, like they're talking about below Icewind Dale somewhere.
Oh. Oh.
So it's
okay.
kind of the general, like,
Yeah.
you know, beneath all the ice and snow sort of language.
Yeah,
that
the
people-
nomenclature.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah, okay.
Mhm.
I'll say perhaps I'm thinking of it too literally.
He's
The
kinda giggling on the ground.
I'll make the ice underneath Fizwick suddenly transparent.
I'll make it disappear.
Splush. Too far. All right. I'll say the skull of the Red Wizard said that what they seek is in the city beneath the ice. I thought perhaps it may have meant literally here in Easthaven beneath the ice, but perhaps beneath Icewind Dale itself, which
Clay
would
suddenly gets an idea and runs back to the guards, chipping away at the Duragar, and
I was going to
yells,
say that beneath Icewind Dale is where the Durgar are. Bye.
they stop. Not if they're wait, okay, so did he say that they're looking for an unknown city? Like a mystical city, or like a place that everybody knows exists, like the home of the Duragar?
No, I mean, you guys haven't heard of a city, no. Mm-mm.
Okay, so then I'm gonna have the guards stop a minute if they haven't finished already, and go back to the Duragar laying there, because
Yeah, I
he
mean,
hasn't
they're
seen
probably
enough
up
of
on
me
the
already.
One more
something,
thing.
but you could intercept them. Yeah.
And I'm just gonna ask him two questions. Where did they come up from? And do they know of any of any rumors of other cities that lie beneath the 10 towns?
So he
that are
says,
Duragar settlements.
he says, I've answered enough of your questions, but we came up in the mountains somewhere south, the spine of the world. And you would know that's
I actually lean close and I say, I can make these guards walk away right now.
And the the captain of the guard is kind of walking up ahead, and these two guards are kind of hauling him. Just paused for a second. He says, "No, there's no city. We live deep, deep, deep the Underdark."
How far does your land stretch?
Miles and miles.
Does it go underneath
Underneath
Icewind Dale?
No. South. Further south. The spine of the world is our realm.
Okay, he's all yours. And I go back and report to the group that you know, if there is a hidden city, it probably stops at the spine of the world. It doesn't go south. It would be just under Icewind Dale.
So the city under Icewind Dale is under Icewind Dale.
I mean, it's not. It hasn't been reached by anybody else.
I say if we were looking for more information on this, we should rely on the whispers in a tavern, the way we've been doing before. We've got plenty of information that way in the past.
But we still know that there might be a piece of Shardlin here in Easthaven. We have not yet found it. The Durgar are unhelpful.
What about this? And I lift up the little sack that we have that has Chardolin in it. Did we not show that to Nikos?
I don't know.
Oh,
No, he was there when I wrapped it up.
okay.
Yeah, the original ones we found from the fortress, right?
No,
Yeah.
No,
there's
these are the
one.
ones that were in the cabin of the ferry.
Just one. It was about the size of a hand, kind of flat.
Oh, I
like
didn't even
that.
catch that there was one.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, I hadn't seen that one.
Oh, okay. Well, then I have it.
Okay.
Yeah.
This might have been, for all I know, this might have been the best they could do here in Easthaven.
So
Yes.
you've touched it. So Nate, did it do anything?
No. Didn't have any effect. Grukvar, you didn't feel anything.
All right, I'm gonna put it back in my.
So as Grokvar pulls it out, I flinch for a moment, like, oh my god, what are you doing? And then a few moments later, he sort of stops. There's like a momentary pause. He looks up, he looks at Grokvar, he looks at the gem. He looks at Grokvar, he looks at the gem. He snatches the gem, he snatches it out of his hand and looks at it. Oh, god damn it.
Perhaps I've passed the test.
And it sucks all the life out
Could
of
have
you.
told me before I dragged this out into the middle of a lake. I kind of, I don't throw it back at Grokvar, but I kind of like, underarm throw it and then like walk back in the direction that Clay went off.
It
Looking like
sticks
an
in
idiot, walking
Grokvar's
around
chest.
here like I'm ice fishing, like some sort of Viking peasant. And I just, I'm just muttering to myself as I walk back. Very well. We found the we found the Shardolin in Easthaven, or at least
Well,
some of it. Yeah,
A chunk.
a chunk of it.
Okay. You guys want to head back to an inn, or do you want to go back to the Dark Sea Workshop, or what are you thinking? It's getting on toward very late time.
Did we have any other rumors around Easthaven? Just Michael has lost memories of quest logs.
Yeah, no, I think the only rumors that you guys heard at the previous tavern at the Wet Trout here up north were the wizard that was burned at the stake. Some wondering if it might be a red wizard, and how he had killed some townsfolk, hired some townsfolk for a job, and then brutally murdered them or something is kind of the rumor. The other one was the that there are Dwargar in Icewind Dale, and people were kind of chattering about that.
Okay. In which case, I think unless someone wishes something else, I think the next port of call probably. Can we see the big map?
Yes. Okay, probably that's a little too well. That's pretty big, but yeah, I can make it. I can zoom in a little bit too.
Yeah,
Michael,
yes,
did the
please.
heads?
Or I guess here's the other one. This is like a zoomed in version.
Yeah, no, that's okay. That's perfect.
Did the head
Okay.
suggest that there were 2 more wizards in Easthaven or in the 10 towns?
In the 10 towns.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He would have been clear that it was Icewind Dale that the question was arisen to.
Yeah.
Okay,
I just
so if I'm not mistaken, Bryn Shanda is where we've set up effectively a headquarters, as it were.
Yep. You guys have some. That's where I think Nikos has a flat, and Gruckvar as well.
Yep, and that's where we have the Northern Lights.
So no, the
that's-
Northern Light is up in Caer Konig.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
So with Caer Konig, there, I think we should maybe try Bryn Shander. If we're looking for rumors and the like, I mean, if I were to guess, I'd say Bryn Shander is probably the most centralized of all the 10 towns, from that view, and that if we were going to find either the Red Wizards or any word of Duragar, it would both be the place where most people would travel, and the place where we could go quickly to anywhere among the 10 towns from Bryn Shander.
You guys also do, I'll remind you, you have this map, which shows a location marked right here called Sunblight. Yeah.
Or we could go try to go for the big mark thing called Sunblight.
Well, we can't go anywhere now, so maybe and this is out of character, but maybe it would be best for us if we headed back to the Darksea Workshop, fill our bellies and get some rest.
And I say on the way there, we should pop into the White Lady Inn and see if there's any talk of this city. If there's a way to surreptitiously seek that information.
Okay, so we're looking at helping out in Easthaven a bit more.
Well, no, we're helping ourselves out. I was going to lean on you, old Silver Tongue. Perhaps you could work your magic in the inn.
Sure. So we will rest
This
up
one's
in the
more of a
Darksea
purple
Workshop.
color.
Okay.
Yep, we'll rest up in the Darksea Workshop. Overnight, we'll have dinner at the White Lady Inn and see if we can rustle up any more information about anything pertaining to the presence of the Duragar, the existence of the Red Wizards, the further exploration of that region of the south where the Sunblighter mark is, like what is in there, who has been there, is there any wayfinders, etc. And that'll be our evening.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys first want to stop at the White Lady Inn and then crash for the night at the. Okay. Yeah. So we'll end in a minute here, but I guess at the White Lady Inn, I mean, you guys don't really hear anything about. I mean, when you mention an ancient city or something, people are just kind of like, huh? I mean, you don't, that's not getting anywhere. Even a wizard, who seems to be pretty powerful sitting in the tavern is just kind of clueless about that.
Yeah. I think I would be looking for like outlanders or anybody who's sort of, mobile. I mean, we're not the only adventurers / explorers around either. So I thought maybe, I mean, that's what was my thought. But of course, there might not be any information there. I understand that.
Yeah, I mean,
What do
you
you
don't get a sense of any information about a city, even if you were to ask outlanders. It's,
Okay.
What are you trying to say? Wizards can't be outlanders? Wizards can't go wandering the wilds? I mean, you guys have been dragging me all around Icewind Dale so far. I mean, just saying, this old man, powerful wizard, he might know a thing or two. Muddied up his boots.
I thought you all knew each other, so I mean, you should know what's going on.
We have a convention every year to complain about the barbarians. Like, oh, let me tell you about this other guy. I cast Dominate on him and told him don't hit him because it'll break my domination spell. What does he do? Oh, Og Smash.
Man, I wonder
Race
what
to
the
third level
swag
spell.
is like at a wizard's convention.
Oh, man.
A bunch of magic wands
Yeah.
that are like
Pens
novelty.
that write by themselves.
Yeah, but they're advertising. They have ads on them. Pharmaceutical companies. Okay, so you guys want to head to the Darksea Workshop?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You guys see the same kind of Goliath guard at the end of the alley there, who kind of gives you both a nod, or gives you all a nod. And you guys return to the Darksea Workshop. Tomas the pug runs out to greet you at this late hour and is, more adventures, Master Fizwick. More adventures, eh?
Oh, hey there, Tomas. Oh, how you doing, buddy?
Doing quite well, quite well. And he kind of gives a little jump up the steps. A little bit hard for his short legs as he kind of follows you up the steps into the workshop. And Elias is there, kind of holding a lantern, like, oh, it is quite late, but yes, do come in. As you guys once again are greeted by this feeling of like lush, vibrant plants growing in the workshop here. There is a couch that seems to be kind of rolling. The cushions seem to be rolling, and as Elias says, "Oh, I was just enjoying my evening massage, but anyway, if you'll leave me to it, your quarters are back there, and we'll talk further over breakfast. Yes."
Fizwick just finds a fireplace to go run off to, not even a bed, and just finds a corner and just tucks up.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a nice little fireplace there, and Tomas kind of has this little cushion there, and kind of snuggles up near you by the fire as it's crackling there. And I
Fizwick
assume that
grabs Tomas.
what's that?
Fizwick grabs Tomas.
Yes, there's some nice snuggling going on here. Goblin and Pug.
Makes
And,
him a little spoon.
Goblin and Pug, that is, well.
Don't let him lick you. He licks his butt.
Anyway, the rest of you, I assume, will be going to the quarters that you slept in before?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Clay is going to
that's right.
just sort of quietly back out and huddle in the same spot that he did before. But before he does, he's going to sort of go for a little stroll, make sure nobody's looking, nobody's around. And he's once again going to pull the sleeves back on his arm. And as he does, his skin once again turns from the pale blue to the dark gray color. And the scars on his arm are running up from his wrist to well past his elbow. But he turns his arm and looks for an empty space, and he takes out the dagger that he keeps hidden in his belt and slides the knife across to make one thin line, and then sort of passes his hand back over his arm, and it turns back into the blue. He tucks the dagger back in, pulls his sleeve down, and then goes, sighs, and pulls up and sits down in his normal fashion, pulls his cloak over him, and tries to get some sleep.
All right. And if we have no opposition, that seems like a good place to end this session.
On self-mutilation, absolutely.
Delicious.
Oh, man.
Nico goes, do you smell something? Smell.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much. Thank you, everyone, for joining us here in the chat. Great to see you guys. And sorry it was 3 weeks this time, but we hope to see you back here once again in 2 weeks for session 14 as we continue our adventure. That will be the 12th of April at 8 p.m. EDT. So one more big thank you to our sponsor, Hero Forge. Check them out. Awesome tool, awesome company. And also check out the Darksea Workshop down in the video description. Will's Etsy shop selling awesome homemade craftsman, beautiful jewels and goods. And dice coming very soon. I've seen the progress, and you're real close, aren't you, Will?
Yeah, like days away, maybe
Yeah.
a week, like less than a month.
Yeah. So if you want to like get some dice and you're watching this sometime after like April 5, just go over to Darksea Workshop. Just some of the most incredible dice I've ever seen. So yeah.
Snag some dice.
That's right. And also check out Nikos's YouTube channel, or Michael's YouTube channel. Nikos is cool too. He probably could have a YouTube channel.
He has a YouTube channel. It's called sort of dining with
Yeah, you don't want to see his Instagram though.
Dining with a good mind.
There we go.
Let me pick
I
your
want to see
brain
his
a little.
Instagram. It's all just photos of his meals.
Michael has some of the best wit on the spot to come up with a name like that. Just, you know. So anyway, if you want to see that wit on display further, go check out his YouTube channel and Twitch channel. Link down in the video description. Michael runs games and has awesome D&D videos and RPGs. So.
Oh, and I'm also working on a April Fool's game. For those of you who followed my channel and stuff before, I do Hallmark games with the Dreaded GM, which we do like little one-shots on holidays. Currently, my character is the King of Valentine's Day, and we're heading into an April Fool's episode this Thursday, possibly. So watch my spaces for information regarding that.
Nice. Yeah, that's super cool. All right, check it out, folks. And, oh, hey, don't forget patrons of WASD20 get access to weekly live map drawing streams and Icewind Dale campaign diaries. If you want to hear me kind of yakking and reflecting on the sessions and talking about where we're headed, definitely become a patron. Patreon.com/WASD20. All right, guys, it's been a pleasure. Everyone have a great evening. And, yeah, we'll see you again very soon.